Go!
Hey!
Oh,
Hey!
shit!
How do I look? Do I look
I
nice
can't.
and
Oh,
bright?
there you go. I can see you now.
It's probably gonna lag for a bit, but it should get a bit better.
Hopefully.
Okay. Can they hear? Can you hear yourself?
Oh, let me just turn the volume up.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, I can hear myself just fine.
That's good.
There we go. It took me because like there's a little bit of delay there, so yeah.
Nice. But I'm just trying to set up chat a bit because I clicked on your name and it's kind of zerged out my actual chat.
Like, oh God, like there were two people here now and they all left.
Yeah, we were way too late with this, man.
No, no, I mean like they were here when I wrote the message and we started the stream itself and they just left.
How do I? I'm trying to. Oh, God, my chat. Like, I'll just have to be like that. If somebody speaks on it, you'll have to tell me.
Could you? I'm gonna tell you if someone's like saying something there in the
Yeah,
chat.
I'll check my phone then because I clicked on your name on chat and it's made you really big and I don't know how to get off you now.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
I'm an early follower, so you know.
oh I think I fixed it.
Fixed what?
My chat.
Oh,
Yeah, actually it's all right. I'm gonna do my little intro now.
yeah. Let's go.
Free, there, there. Hello, welcome to the Captain's Album Club. Last week we did.
Oh,
What did we do? College Dropout. This week we're doing the next Grey album by Kanye West, Late Registration, and I'm joined by Vladdy. Say hello.
hello there. If you've seen me in the chat, I'm Ag.
Yeah. Should I make you a mod?
What?
Should I make you a mod?
If you want to, although I don't think we're gonna have that many issues with that.
Hopefully not. Like I don't want somebody coming in and being like all angry. But yeah, this is a series where we're just going through a load of albums, going through them track by track, telling us, just speaking about what we think about them, how we interpret them, if it's good or not. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully,
Yeah, the
hopefully
last
people
one.
like it.
Yeah, the last one's out on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen it, Vladdy, but apparently 20 people have.
Oh, 20 people, but are there any likes?
Um, I don't know. There might be.
Like 20 likes out of 20 viewers, that would be quite
Yeah,
amazing.
everyone's like 100% like rate. I like it. There was one comment that was like nice work, but then they deleted it. So I don't know if that was like a bot or nothing. But yeah, uh, late registration. Uh, this is what's the word for a second album?
Sophomore album, I
Sophomore.
think.
Yes, Kanye West's sophomore release, released only a year later than the
Yeah.
College Dropout, but very different in many different ways, as we'll discover as we're going through the track. What do you think of this album before we go into it? Let's give our initial thoughts.
I mean, to the college dropout, I think it's a much more mature project.
Yes.
Although I feel like there has been more input by other artists than just Kanye himself, even though the college dropout was in some ways a co-production. Like go yeah, as in not production wise, but like creation wise.
Yeah. The actual. Yeah, the College Dropout was definitely more of a product of love, I guess, and it took a lot longer to produce, and it was mainly Kanye through his own merits going through it. Really,
Yeah.
this one he's established now. He's got a lot more clout, which gives him a lot more access to more recording techniques and actual people to help him through,
Yeah,
and we
and
pretty much see it.
he does use his newfound fame, although back then, like in 2005, he wasn't as famous as
Uh,
he is today, or even in 2007. So
yeah,
he was still just up and coming rapper and not an actual superstar.
Yeah, it was definitely not a household name by any means in 2005 when this came out.
So
Especially not in the
like,
UK where where I'm from.
I mean, like, back then when I was 5, I have no idea what was happening then,
Well, I'll give
music
you
wise.
an idea. Everyone was still pretty much, whenever you thought of rap, it was either 50 Cent or Eminem.
Like,
Kanye was
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
not
but the thing
that.
is, over here, I don't think people they listen to hip hop a whole lot. It's usually like dad rock and metal and stuff like
Dad
that.
rock.
Yeah.
Yes. Love a bit of Rainbow. But yeah, got anything to say before we get straight into it?
Well, I think as an album, it's much more cohesive than like the College Dropout, and might be one of my more liked old Kanye albums because I am a new Kanye,
New
a huge
Kanye,
new
Kanye
Kanye
boy.
fan, a Kanye boy,
Yeah.
not a Kanye man, just a Kanye boy.
Just still a mere boy. Oh, by the way, have you heard his new song that he recently released?
Oh yeah, Washes in the Blood.
I quite like it.
I like it too. It's a really strange mix between Jesus is King and Yeezus.
Yeah, he's releasing it in time now that he's announced that he's going to do a Gap brand as well, isn't he?
Yeah. I think his shoes are a little bit weird though, but
Yeah, I'm not a
this
fan.
it's kind of expected because he's gone off in that kind of department.
Yeah. Did you see his Elon Musk tweet as well?
Oh yeah. Like he made two tweets about it. First, the first one was like a normal picture of them together, and the other one is
Yeah.
like a head swap.
I was like, okay, he's back on Twitter now. That's probably heralding something. It's Yeezy season coming up. Maybe he's going to release a lot more
Yeah.
songs.
I mean, like at this point, whenever you see Kanye tweeting, doing something on social media, going on interviews and stuff like that, that means something is coming up
Something
really, really
big.
soon.
Do you think he'll keep with that whole religious thing he had from his last album?
I mean, if we go by the latest song, "Washes in the Blood," I think yes,
Yeah.
we'll still keep with the religious themes, but it will be less gospel and more religion influenced. Well, Christianity influenced,
Yeah.
really.
But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about the late registration before we get too sidetracked. Um, what do you think about the cover? We didn't really talk about the cover much last time.
I think we commented on whether we preferred the
Yeah,
white or
and I think that was
red.
it. We only
Yeah,
talked about the
yeah, that
cover.
was it. I mean, like the on the College Dropout album art, there isn't a whole lot going on. I think
Yeah,
it's just Kanye wearing a suit and
yeah. But it does sort
sitting
of
there.
bring up a
Yeah.
feeling of maybe loneliness and isolation because he is literally sitting by himself on
I mean,
a
like,
stand.
yeah. It does make a lot of sense and it goes well with the album itself. Like he is practically on his own
Yeah.
with the College Dropout.
Whereas
While
this cover, he's using the bear again. It's begun to become more of a reoccurring motif, I guess, in another album that we're going to do
his
next
his
time.
his own mascot.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much well and truly his mascot at this point, this bear. And is this like some sort of like university door that this bear is walking through?
Yeah, I mean, like it does make a lot of sense because like the album is called Late Registration,
Yeah,
and hey, it's quite late, and he's just coming in.
yeah,
Hello,
and
can I register to university, please?
yeah, but also gives you like the image, like Kanye's back. He's back in the building. What else has he got to say at this point?
I mean, like, yeah. Although, like, I don't think he, in that case, he really means it literally, as in he's too late to come again and do his talk his shit again, as he says.
But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. It's funny how the Y is capitalized in his actual name at the front as well.
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah, I think that kind of signals the beginning of Ye himself.
Yes.
Because
Because
like
at this point, people were still calling him Kane, as he would say in
Kane,
this actual album. Yeah, Kane West.
mm, I honestly kind of like that name,
Yeah, I know, it's alright.
Kane.
Yeah,
Like,
enough talking rubbish. Do you want to get right into it?
sure, let's go.
Let's go. We enter the album in a kind of a similar sort of way as we did in the College Dropout, with a nice little skit titled "Wake Up, Mr. West."
Wake Up, Mr. West by D.J. Davis from the last album.
He's back again, and is he playing the same character as before?
I'm not sure like he's playing the same character, but he's impersonating the same comedian again.
Yeah,
So I think it's less about him playing the same character over and over again. It's more about just giving us the feeling that there's just some sort of authority who keeps on bagging and bagging on Kanye
yeah,
for
keeping the man
slacking
down,
off.
you know,
Yeah,
something for
keeping
him
the
to rise
man
above.
down. Like there isn't a whole lot to say other than it's I think it's quite funny and it leads us really well into the first track of the album. Heard them say.
Yes. Oh, let's go into it. And it moves very softly. Hear them say. Oh wait, there we go. Featuring Adam Levine, is it, from Maroon 5?
Mhm.
I'd say this is quite a great opening for an album, man. I really like
It
this song.
it's so smooth.
It
It's
is.
so I wouldn't say minimalistic, but there's not a lot going on in the song itself, but it's just so relaxing, so soothing, so
It
I would
is.
it's just I love it. I love
It
it
just
so
like
much.
eases you right into the album, which I like. I like albums that do that. They don't like hit you with a massive song straight out, or even a big
Yeah.
single. Because I wouldn't even say this song is a massive single from the actual album.
Mm,
It was a big song. I remember it being released, but compared to the other singles that came out, this is not the one. Because sometimes albums like to trick people into listening to the album with just showing their main single right at the front, don't they?
well, yeah, but obviously, I don't. Although he is kind of a pop rap artist, although he wasn't really that poppy back then,
No.
though he definitely kept the pop influence
Yeah.
within him.
Although, yeah,
Uh,
you can see it with this song as well, with the crossover appeal. He's having like Maroon 5 in a song, in a rap song,
yeah.
which does
Also
show.
surprising. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say it does show his intention to have a bit of a crossover appeal, and you wouldn't really see like somebody like maybe 50 Cent doing this sort of thing, or Eminem having a
I mean,
like a
yeah,
back.
yeah, totally. Especially 50 cents. Like,
Nah,
I think he would never dream of releasing a song like this.
literally breaks him apart
Uh,
from the people that were bigger at the time.
Yeah, this song is actually co-produced by Kanye and John Bryan, I think.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, John Bryan back then was really, really popular. Like he worked on so many different songs, and he still works to this day because he worked on the production of some of the songs by Frank Ocean on Blonde.
Oh, cool. I haven't actually heard that album fully. I've
There,
heard songs from it.
it's really, really good.
Yeah, a lot of
Like
people
some
say.
people won't like to say that Frank Ocean is one of the best artists of all time, and I wouldn't really argue that, but Channel Orange and Blonde, they're amazing.
Yeah. Would you say he's the best one from Odd Future?
Not really.
You would say
I wouldn't
Tyler, would you?
I wouldn't say Tyler either.
Oh, who would you say?
Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. It's either of those three. Like when you want to pick your favorite, it's out of those three, pretty much, isn't it?
hmm
I do miss Frank
I feel
Ocean doing his rapping though. He doesn't seem to rap as much as he used to.
I mean, like, I don't think he did a whole lot of tapping to begin with.
He did a lot more back in Odd Future than he does now.
Yeah, but I still think like R&B and hip hop kind of like work together. So
Which is funny because back in the day of NWA, they tried to like present like hip hop as an alternative to R&B. Like Ice Cube famously said R&B sucks in one of his songs, and then
But
yeah, they were like R&B samples were then used as hip hop hooks, and they just sort of merged together. They're like, why split each other apart when we can like enhance each other, really?
although even like a decade ago, um, I think in one of Kanye's songs, he talks about R&B singers exactly like as if they are still a little bit less than hip hop artists.
Yeah,
So like there's still this hostility towards R&B musicians.
I wonder what that is. Is it because they're like more like less guy music and a bit more poppy, maybe?
Maybe it's yeah, it's more about the poppy sound,
Yeah.
but
So
I,
ironic coming from Kanye.
although it's I think it's still really popular and the sound itself is just really permeated within pop culture,
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
there's no way to get rid of it.
Yeah. Do you remember the music video for this song? Heard him say
Heard him say no.
it's like the black and white sketched music video for like illustrating
I don't think
the
I've actually
lyrics.
seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? It's on YouTube. You can check it.
Wait, hold on. Like I'm not gonna play the entire video. I'm just gonna check it.
Yeah, he's checking it out, lads. He's checking it out.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it.
You have seen it, yeah?
Yeah, it's just been a long time.
Fair enough.
So anyway, let's get right into the song itself,
Yep,
because
let's do it.
yeah.
What's the first thing you want to point out then when analyzing this particular song?
Ooh. Kanye has some hot takes here.
Ah,
Um, back in the early 2000s, there was a big phase surrounding AIDS.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, like there were a lot of people, especially some black communities, who would speak out against AIDS as if it's some sort of government program to just, I don't know, control the population
Yeah,
to
it's like
become.
it's a bizarre conspiracy. I wonder if
Yeah,
Kanye still believes it.
does he?
Administer AIDS. I know. I'm just wondering if you would.
Well, honestly, from the things he said, like the past few years, I wouldn't doubt it that he still believes it, at least a little bit.
Yeah, just a slight hint, is it? I know the government, and he also comes up with later in their album a bit more government conspiracy theories as well, like crack music is another specific one, but we'll get into that.
Although I think there's a little bit more going for that kind of conspiracy, but that's,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
another topic for another time. Uh,
But he is. I'd say this album he does show. Well, he shows his rebellious nature a bit more. He does go attacking authority figures such as the government in this one. You know, criticizing them on the AIDS pandemic and also their crack pandemic and how they treated the Black Panthers.
yeah, because like in the last album, he would mention some sort of problem, like just people living in the city can't really find any proper work, so they just have to sell themselves or sell drugs or do some really shitty work for low pay,
Mm.
or how society stigmatizes people who don't go through with their university education or college education for Americans, uh, and a whole lot of other things without actually pointing at a specific enemy, so
Yeah,
to speak. While
literally.
here he's just
He names.
he's yeah, he names this well, not this person, but specifically specific institutions, organizations, and groups of people who, you know, fight and keep the man down.
Yeah, and more specifically, they done to actually cause this sort of issue, as in like let AIDS get to the point where it is right now. Um, and also, do you want to mention? Was it around this time the George Bush fiasco?
George Bush hates black people
Yeah,
thing.
it was during
Uh,
this album, wasn't it? It was like
uh,
this bit. I'm pretty sure it was before the graduation, so I want to get that out of the way.
I think it happened a little bit after the release of the album.
Yeah, so that's when you know, like, oh, Kanye is quite the outspoken person. Like, you could kind of
Yeah,
tell that from the first album. With this one, you know, like, he's not afraid, especially with that on live TV right next to Mike Myers, who looked uncomfortable
Mike
as all hell.
Myers. I kind of miss the guy, you know?
Yeah, I know what happened to him.
I don't know. I think he either fell out of favor in Hollywood or he just want to pick up any gigs. Because like his last movie I remember was The Love
Yeah,
Guru.
I was gonna say that's the last thing I've ever remember him really being in. And he was like, he
And
was really popular back in the early 2000s.
yeah, he was everywhere. And I think he was really good.
Yeah, he was like the new Jim Carrey, really, wasn't
Yeah. Although like Jim Carrey still exists while Mike Myers is just kind of nowhere.
he? Yeah. But I do say that, like, when Mike Myers was big, Jim Carrey kind of did fall out a bit in public consciousness.
Yeah.
But then, you know, Jim Carrey obviously managed to come back with other films, which I
With
can't name.
the Sonic movie.
The Sonic movie, yeah.
Oh
And
yeah, the
Mr.
big
Popper's
comeback,
Penguins.
boys.
I think Evan Almighty. No, Evan Almighty. Was it Evan Almighty?
Mm,
Was that the one that brought him really back? And then he was
I
like,
think
yes, man.
there was Bruce Almighty,
Bruce
and then
Almighty, that's it. That's it.
yeah,
Bruce Almighty really brought him back, I felt. Because I remember looking at the film when it was released, I was like, oh, that's the guy from Ace Ventura. I didn't
yeah.
know he was still making work.
So anyway,
Oh, yeah, before we ramble on more.
before we continue, just digressing further and further away from the album,
Yeah.
let's at least finish the first song.
Yeah.
So I think we really need to go through the first line, which keeps on being repeated over and over again, which also ends up being used by Adam Levine
Yes.
like further into his career. Nothing's ever promised tomorrow today.
Mm. I wondered, you know that Ludacris song, Stand Up?
Yeah.
Kanye produced that one. I think most people know. Um, he said that in that song, that phrase, "Nothing's ever promised tomorrow today." And I was wondering if Kanye actually, like, you know, took inspiration from that one phrase and put it here. Funny little
Because
thought
like
I had.
in a lot of ways, this song kind of mimics "We Don't Care," except it's not that sardonic as the old song. It's just presenting what's happening as is.
Yeah.
Like how you have ministers, like Muslim ministers, which don't exist
Minister
because like
say.
back then you had these weird new age religious movements which try to take specific scripture from old religions and make them something new, something profitable, something that will make the kids jump up and down, screaming and shooting candy and stuff.
Yeah.
Like like and by creating these congregations they would just earn earn so much money for no reason at all, and they would obviously spend it to lead lavish and luxurious lives.
Yeah. Which is kind of similar to how rappers do it. They speak like what they feel like from their hearts. They speak about social issues, but in the end of the day, they lead luxurious lives from the fruits of the labor. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find out a bit of a connection there.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with what they're doing because
There's nothing wrong with it, but there's a definite connection, I feel.
they're not facetious because
Yeah.
they're not playing on you as a consumer to forcefully give them money, while usually these new age religious movements kind of put you into a situation where if you don't give your money away, give your things away, even get your family and loved ones into the religion, you're actually missing out and might go to hell.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's on two completely different levels.
The minister say Alu Akbar and throwing some hot cars. Do you think rappers would use that Al Akbar line in today's raps?
Oh, um, mm,
I think it's too much ingrained in the public consciousness now that that's a touchy topic, you know?
I mean, I think Kanye used it in 2013 in one of the versions of Power.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he had a couple of lines in Arabic, I think,
Ah,
or something. I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure. I might have just completely misheard something and been like,
maybe.
that sounds
Might
like
be
a different
right.
line to me.
Can cap cars without seeing cap cars. I always remember bits and pieces out of this song now and again. Do you think Adam Levine does add to the overall like feel of the song though?
I think he just makes the song run much more smoothly
Yeah.
because obviously you can't really have a verse after verse after verse. You need some sort of uh moment to chill, even though the song itself is super duper chill.
Should I give you a little thing that I thought for the longest time that was John Legend doing that before I actually read
Really,
into it.
John Legend.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I just assumed it was John Legend who was doing it, and I was like, oh wait, it's that guy from Maroon Five.
Like
Never read the actual feature.
I'm trying to think how that would sound. Would it be the same?
I don't know. I wonder what caused Kanye to go to somebody like Adam Levine from Maroon Five and add him into this, rather than sticking with somebody like John Legend, who was a big part of his first album.
Hmm. I mean, like I assume like he just got into contact with him from someone else who's in the business.
Yeah.
Like obviously, I doubt like Kanye would know Adam Levine from working
Do you think it was
as a
the desire
producer.
for a bit more crossover appeal then to the mainstream to have somebody like
Maybe,
that on
most
into it?
likely.
But then again, Maroon Five were they really that mainstream back in 2005?
Honestly, have no idea. I've never listened to any of their albums. I've just listened to what they've had in the Hot 40.
Yeah, same. Like I don't really know much about Maroon
Like
Five to be honest.
they're kind of corny to me.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I,
what's that song? And she can be loved. That one. I like that one. I learned that on
she,
guitar.
I don't remember.
Beauty queen of only 18. You know that one?
Nope, nope.
Oh,
Mm-mm,
okay.
nothing.
But yeah, any other like bars you wanna point out about hear them say?
I mean, there's obviously still the religious theme because I feel like people forget that Kanye has always been about religion.
Yeah, I've not
Like,
forgotten that.
because I was talking with this girl
Oh,
about Kanye, and she was like, because Jesus King just came out and she listened to it and she was really confused and surprised by his sudden turn to religion and like it it blew her mind and she was really puzzled. Why has he lost his mind when if he had if you're saying that he has lost his mind by that point, he probably lost his mind a long time ago before that.
I know. Even from his first album, it was pretty clear that he had a strong religious
Yeah,
basis.
he's always been about Christianity in some way or another.
Yeah,
He's just being more open about it.
yeah, he's definitely gone a bit more into it.
Yeah.
Because I think he did
uh,
say before Jesus was King was released, he wanted to. He felt like he lost his religion a bit, so he's getting a bit more into it now.
yeah, I think that was somewhere around the time he made Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, was Jesus that much like that was probably his least religiously. Well, I am a god. Yeah, he's literally like defying what most Christians would do. They would say it was not sacrilege. What's the word? Blasphemy.
Blasphemy. Although, like, I think sacrilegious would also work in that
Yeah.
case. I'm
At
not
that
sure.
point, I doubt he had many religious fans from the Christian side of things.
Although, well, that actually goes into the song itself. He doesn't really like. He's not putting down God or Jesus
Oh
or
yeah,
anything
yeah.
like.
I know what the song's about, but I kind of want to save that little topic
Yeah,
for when we get to it.
obviously.
Yeah. Uh,
Like he's definitely like he's not clapping on Christians being like, haha, you're God. He's mine now. I am your God.
yeah, it's definitely more of a self empowerment message because he goes into it with an interview with Zane Lowe about how rappers are encouraged to call themselves the N-word, and that's sort of a degrading sort of terminology. So instead of that, he
Yeah.
calls himself a god, which sort of empowers him instead of puts him down.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I can be an N-word, I can be a pimp, I can be a gangster, but to say you're a god, to say that you're duh, 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 duh.
Yeah, and then suddenly everyone's like, "Oh no, who does he think he is?" And he's like, "I tell you who I think I am, a god." Yeah, everyone's all right with you calling yourself the N-word and a pimp, derogatory sort of statements, but once you actually think good of yourself, suddenly everyone's mad about it.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Um,
oh, I really wanted to talk about that when we get to Jesus, but yeah. Anyway, back to hear him say,
back to the song itself. Like obviously, he has some, or he does mention his grandma here, and later on we'll have to
yes,
mention her again. Um, there's some themes from All Falls Down,
and what are these
like
themes, Mister Vlad?
as in about that phase of life. Like you gotta get money, you gotta keep working, you gotta you know beat everyone else so you can live a good life.
Yeah,
And like the effect the hood has on on people. Like my aunt Pam can't put them cigarettes down, so now my little cousin is smoking them cigarettes
cigarettes now.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the influence that the hood has, like people can't get out of the hood because it's a crabs in a bucket
yeah,
situation.
actually self-creating, really, in a way.
Yeah, people keep pulling themselves down. If they see someone who's getting out of there, mm-mm, bad. He's an Uncle Tom. Uh he's a traitor. He is all
It,
sorts of things. Not someone who just wants to do something for
yeah,
both
what's the
himself
is
and
is that a the word I'm on about, the C word, that they call black people? Black people call other black people.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that a bad word? Am I allowed to say that?
Uh,
But yeah, anyway, that's what they think of those sort of people who try to do well with their lives rather than stay in the hood, where you
yeah.
can't cop cars without seeing cop cars.
Although like they're also there's still a theme of racial repression
Yeah,
because like although basically the hood is keeping people down, it's also people outside the hood keeping them down because obviously if you see someone from the hood trying to apply for a job at maybe a semi-respectable place, you would probably you know think twice before hiring the person,
yeah,
because you think this person might be um he might steal from the business. He might hurt people. He might not do his job well. So in the end, it's just all kinds of fucked.
jeez. And we're literally on the first song. I just looked at all the track list now. 17 songs.
Oh, are we gonna do late as well?
Yeah, yeah. I was planning
Because
on
like
doing it.
it's a bonus track, but
But
you
yeah,
know,
if it's on there, might as well touch upon it if we got much to say about it. Do you have much to say about it?
not really. I just really
Oh,
like
but
it.
yeah, we could just generally talk about it, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Yeah. Do you want to go into touch the second one now?
Sure. Do you have anything else to say about here
Well, I'd
Hod and
say production-wise, it seems a lot more refined than the first album. I'd say already you could kind of sense it.
Yeah, it also I think the sample is some something more jazzy, I think.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing that a lot of people had about. But that'll be a good talking point for our next track, actually, when it comes to the jazzy sort of samples, as opposed to the chipmunk souls of the first album. So yeah, going into the second one, Touch the
Yeah, let's
Sky,
go.
and that's where you
Touch.
really hear the jazzy sort of sampling techniques that come into this album. Really, that you've seen those memes on YouTube where it's like Kanye albums explained through like SpongeBob episodes or something like that.
Yeah,
And it's
they
always,
were
without a
so
doubt,
big.
somebody playing like a trumpet when it comes to late registration.
Yeah.
And that really shows people's
Although
perception of the musical sort of output of this album, I'd say.
Although the album itself is a little bit more complex than that,
Oh,
I think.
100%. It's like songs like this without really because I remember I don't remember, but I remember people talking about this song, like not this song, this album, where it didn't seem like a rap album musically because production wise, you didn't see really jazzy sort of samples in rap music at this time.
I I thought like jazz rap was pretty popular back then.
Oh,
Like
it was not when you have like mainstream rappers like 50 Cent and Eminem. This sort of like you know the music that you hear in like Touch the Sky. It did take a lot of people back, I'd say.
yeah, yeah, I guess like
The full of like
mainstream
orchestra about it, really. I feel
yeah.
like it does give it more life, but then again, it does make it stand out, especially at the time.
Which also reminds me of the bonus, like it's not a bonus, it's like an additional album by Kanye West, which is pretty much an orchestral version of Late Legislation.
Oh, you mean late orchestration?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was recorded at Abbey Road Studios, which is very very cool. Nice
Yeah.
live album. I think it's the highest selling live album, really. I think
Hmm. Uh,
maybe.
I would think something like Alive 2007 would be more popular by Daft Punk.
Probably. I know this has got some. Well, it had some sort of like title, but it might be the best-selling live rap album, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. That I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, but yeah, when you have like rappers rap into a literal orchestra, that was pretty new. You wouldn't see that before then, really, would you?
Yeah, like because you've got people like what was his name? Uh Scott Heathen who did use to rap over his jazz band. Like he did like he basically used orchestration to uh back up his rapping.
Hmm. I think it's cool. It makes it sound a lot more cinematic.
Yeah, it's actually really good, and he's a really good artist. If you haven't checked out his stuff outside the samples that are used by Kanye, because like later on he sampled quite a lot.
Oh, well,
Like
I'll
you
be
should
sure
check him out.
to check them out. And
He's
everyone, is it anyone? How many people are watching? I can't tell.
just me,
Just you.
just
Don't
me.
worry. We had another person at one point. They might come back. I don't know. Maybe Joe will
Yeah,
turn up and Ollie
because
and
like
that.
there was some guy who joined earlier, but he didn't stick here for a while.
Well, did he join after we showed
Yeah,
ourselves?
yeah. After we started, he
Oh,
joined up.
that's
He listened a bit, I think, and then he left,
okay.
which is fine.
All right, yeah, it's fine. At least we like it's better than our last stream where we I don't think we had that many random people coming in.
Yeah, yeah, because like I was constantly watching um the amount of people watching, and it never changed from one, and the one person was me.
Okay. Well, we had Ollie come in at one point, didn't we?
Oh yeah, well apart from Molly,
Yeah. See, we're already doing better. We're doing 100 times, 100% better.
yeah, double as well.
Nice. But yeah, on to the song "Touch the Sky." It's a really fun song. I like it.
It's a fantastic song. I think it's top five from the album.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It used to be one of my favorite songs as well from Kanye. "Touch the Sky."
It's got a feature from Lupe Fiasco,
Yeah.
and like he's still making music and it's actually quite good, which really surprises me because most artists from back then didn't really manage
Mm.
beyond the 2000s.
Yeah, that's the thing. They were really in their time. Like, where's
Yeah,
50 Cent now?
well, didn't he release an album not too long ago?
Did he? The fact that I didn't know probably proves something.
Um, ooh, I have no idea. I've completely forgotten.
Yeah, see that. What does that tell you?
Oh God. Yeah, yeah. I have no idea. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Yeah,
And if he did, it didn't do too well.
yeah. But yeah, basically, Touch the Sky is talking about Kanye after his success, really, of the first album. You know?
Yeah, It's like a power anthem. It's something that really gets you pumped, I
Yeah,
think.
it just gives you a feeling of positivity. Really, it's like, yeah, life is can be better than what it has been previously.
Which because like in last episode, because like hey, this is a series. I was I was talking about how uh there like Kanye really likes to mention the fact that his life completely changed after the car incident.
Yes.
Uh, in when he was like 25, and how like he feels like nothing out, like everything that has happened after that was basically some sort of uh dream, something that couldn't possibly happen, something outside of
Yeah.
reality.
And he pretty much says
And
that in this song, doesn't he? Like, I think I died in that accident because this must be heaven.
yeah, and the song's name, Touch the Sky, really
Yeah.
reminds me of exactly that. Like, he basically touched heaven, but he didn't exactly reach it, you know?
Yeah. Like he feels like he's got more to give, which he does when you look at the rest of his career down the line. He's only just tasted what he can achieve.
Yeah, and I think the chorus uh kind of gives us the idea that because like he's still alive and well so far, thankfully, and
Yeah.
like he's gonna keep on making music, and the moment he dies, he'll be happy that he died because he's done what he wanted to do.
Yeah. He's like achieved his goals and now
Like
just winging the rest of it now.
yeah, well, not just that, he's just building up and up and up.
Yeah.
Maybe not some sort of Tower of Babel situation, but something really similar to that.
So much so that you can touch the sky. Yeah. Do you remember the music video for this one?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one. That was the it had Pamela Anderson in it, didn't it?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah. And also because of that, that was the first time we ever got a taste of Kanye's award show tantrums. Really, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I do, I do.
Yeah, it was like the MTV Europe award, and it was the award for the music video. Someone else won, which I don't even remember now. But Kanye thought he should have won, so he came on stage and said, I pretty much should have won. But yeah, it was before the Taylor Swift thing, and I guess people took it a lot better then. Even though he pretty much went up and said, I had a great music video, I should have won. Everyone didn't take it as seriously as they did with Taylor Swift.
I mean, like, oh, I remember, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the artist.
Yeah,
Because like,
like
well,
me neither, really. I can picture it in my mind, but I have no idea who actually beat him out.
I think it was a band.
Yeah, I don't even know what band, what song, what music video. I can remember this one, so maybe that proves maybe
I
Kanye
mean,
was
like,
right.
that's actually happened quite a lot with a lot of artists. Like, they would make some, something really, really good, put it out. People would be like, "Oh my God, this is the next best thing since sliced bread," and then people would just forget about it.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
well,
That's happened before a lot in the Grammys, especially like a really memorable song that you'd know from this day gets beaten by something that might have had a lot of hype at the time, but then it just dies. Hasn't got the staying power.
yeah, and just like you said, it testifies quite a lot about Kanye's level of artistry. I
Yeah.
can't
Which,
speak.
like from the outside, might seem as arrogance. They'd be like, "Who does he think he is?" Demanding that this person
A
should have won over
god.
this other person. But most of the time,
Um,
I agree with him when he does have an argument. Like even with the Taylor Swift thing, I don't think Taylor Swift should have won.
well, I don't know, because like I think even back then Taylor Swift had a lot of going for her, even as country slash pop
Oh, she had a lot
artist.
going for her, but nobody knew who she was. Nobody in Britain, especially, because I remember when the
Well,
news came out and everyone would just say, "Oh, do you remember when Kanye went up with that girl?" Everyone called her a girl. Nobody really knew her name at that point.
yeah, but then again, like if we go back to 2004 and 2005, Kanye was, although he was up and coming and he had successful acts back then, he he was still a nobody to the entirety of the United States media.
Yeah, and even further internationally, pretty much, unless you were in the know.
Um, Although, like after going through the verses, I think there isn't a whole lot to talk about specifically because I think this song itself is kind of it it's just a holistic song.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
It's
you can't feel, although you can go through it line by line itself by itself, it just references to um things that I can't. I'm really having a hard time explaining myself today.
Do you mean like it's not as deep as like many other songs? Really, it's
No,
very
no,
face
no.
value.
I think it's quite deep already. It's just that uh, it's
Well,
no. I'm just having a hard time like coming up with what I want to say.
all right. While you're thinking about that, production wise, yeah. Once again, you can see how he's gone a lot more refined, even from his first album, which was only a year prior. I feel like he's really coming into his own right now with this sort of like sound that he's gotten already. And it is great juxtaposition from the sped up chipmunk style vocal samples that he used in his first album. Like you haven't really heard any of that so far, even though it's only two songs in.
Wait, are you sure that Kanye produced "Touch the Sky"?
It might not have done it by himself at this point, but I do feel like he pretty much. I'm pretty sure he helped with it.
Maybe he helped.
I don't know if he was the sole contributor because once again, you see like he had a lot more help with this album than his
Yeah, yeah,
previous one.
because obviously he had much more backing now.
Yeah, he had clout.
Um,
Clout gets you
yeah, he
everywhere.
had. So I think going through the lines on their own doesn't really do the song justice, because both verses are kind of similar to each other. They both tell a rags to riches kind of tale.
Mm.
Basically, before he was all that, before like other artists knew about him, like obviously he would never ever get a chance. No, nobody would be like, "Hey Kanye, could you produce this track? Hey Kanye, could you feature on this?" You know, that kind of thing. Before he moved to um New Jersey,
Mm.
you know, it's just been uh a pretty normal life. But you know, after his big break, after accomplishing what he's always wanted, you know, things have changed, and finally, you know, he might have died because this must be
Yeah.
heaven.
Yeah, it must be. And also, do you think this song does is a nice follow up from Spaceship from the previous album?
Yeah, like
Because he's
so
in a spaceship and now he's touching the sky using the
yeah,
spaceship. He talked
he
about how
got
he had to do grave shifts, how he wants this
no,
big
no
dream,
more
and this song is
no
after the fact.
more, 5 beats each day for 3 whole summers.
Yeah,
Like nothing like that anymore. It's just about working on himself.
yeah, it's definitely after the fact, and he's achieved finally. He feels that dream that he was like dreaming about so much in the spaceship era of his life. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, the titles do connect to each other pretty well. And even in the music video to Touch the Sky, he's in a spaceship and he's flying up in the air.
And the music video itself, I think mimics Daredevil's a lot.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah,
does make
100%. I guess he
yeah.
thinks of himself as a daredevil. I guess he is in many ways in his
In
genre.
many ways, back then he was a daredevil. He was a producer rapper, something that was really frowned upon.
Yeah,
Because why would you want your producer to rap? Because that would just mean you wouldn't get all the hot new beats.
literally. And I guess he has proven himself to be quite the daredevil when it comes to his how different he is in every album, how away ahead of the curve he is compared to other people. Like in, as we see in Graduation, he incorporates a lot more electronic sort of sounds that was really not really that seen in rap music at the time. And then after that, 808s, that
And
was,
then 808s, and then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
yeah. And then Yeezus.
Although with Yeezus, I feel like he was following a trend.
Yeah,
Cause
Death Grips definitely started this sort of trend, and he jumped on top of it.
yeah, because like there's although um ex-military and Yeezus, or and the money, because like so ex-military and the money store came out before Yeezus. You can definitely see the influence that they have had on the album, but they aren't really compatible. They're not the same album
Oh
at
yeah,
all.
definitely not. You like Yeezus though, don't you?
I mean, I love Yeezus, yeah.
I love it. It still annoys me when people to this day still don't like it just because of his abrasiveness. Because I love industrial music in general, and I can appreciate it.
I, I think it's mostly old Kanye fans, not that they don't appreciate it, it's just that they kind of don't get it that artists go through d go through their own journey. They develop themselves. They try to
Yeah,
find their sound, and Kanye obviously has either found his sound, and that is just, experimenting with different ideas, or he hasn't found his sound, so he keeps on
yeah.
searching
Or maybe he just
on
like he's an inventor. He just wants to go to the new thing. He's not content with what he's got given.
perhaps. Hmm.
Like he could just stay like ever since the big outbreak with Graduation. He could have just kept on making that sort of sound for the rest of his career. But yeah, he continues, experimenting. A lot like the Beatles in a way. After a
Yeah.
while, they lost some of their old fans, the Beatles, but you don't think bad of their later albums these days, do you?
But I think like his life circumstances influenced quite a lot how his future albums developed. So it's not just I don't think it's just him being an inventor.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you can see that with 808s. Like yeah, he suffered a lot of like heartbreaking stuff in his life at that point, which contributed to the musical output of that album.
Hmm.
Like he couldn't make that
Oh,
album just being like, oh, I want to do something new, so let's try this. No, he had to. He was at that certain place in his life where that sort of influenced his sort of decision when it came to that.
yeah. Imagine if he didn't break up with his then fiance,
Mm.
and his mom didn't die. We would have good ass job.
Yeah, 100%. So he is defined by his surroundings, definitely, as a musician.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the Lupe Fiasco verse?
I like it. Why? Why? Do you not like it?
No, 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 I was just asking because we've talked a whole lot about Kanye, and Lupe Fiasco has a really, really good verse,
Oh, yeah,
which
that's a good thing. Like, I feel like Kanye does a good job of getting good people for certain, like, features. Like, sometimes you see rappers, they have a feature and it just doesn't work, but I feel like Kanye has a pretty good ear for what works in a certain song.
like before this feature, I think Lupe Fiasco wasn't that popular,
Yeah,
at least back then. Because like nowadays, although he's not really in the mainstream, he does make some fairly popular-ish music, at least within the genre itself.
yeah, he's still thought highly. It's not like he's just an unknown at this point.
Yeah,
And you see that again in Kanye's future collaborations with people like Nicki Minaj or Kid Cudi. He can sense a hidden talent and uses it accordingly.
yeah. Although that kind of goes into because like obviously some people like to paint Kanye as negatively as a clout chaser, as in he just tries to find the new popular sound, take it for himself, and then use it to prop himself up.
Hmm. I
Like
remember a lot
like
of people were saying that when he did that That one with Lil what's his face? What's his name?
A little pump.
Yeah, yeah. People were saying, "Oh, he's just trying to ride the wave of this mumble rap thing," but I don't know.
Although that's, I feel like a lot of people just say that this is mumble rap or that is mumble rap, even though it's just, it's, obviously it's some shitty song, but it's not necessarily mumble rap.
Yeah, it's definitely more like trap or what's the other one?
SoundCloud rap.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, it was mumble rap. Yeah, it was originally derogatory, wasn't it?
I mean, it still is. It's just kind of like it
As a
it
term, yeah,
it died out really quickly.
definitely. But yeah, Touch the
Because like,
Sky, a fun song, a great follow up to the first track as well. You definitely get a sense of how this album differs from the first album as well. His sampling
yeah,
techniques has changed in just a year. He hasn't like kept.
it's much more bombastic.
Yeah, definitely a lot more cinematic as well,
Yeah.
and it's a lot more refined. Say what you want about the first album, it does feel like a prototype. Thoughts? He agrees. All right, let's go into.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh wait, what's happening?
Oh, nothing. I just had to close the door because it kept on opening.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
wear sunglasses, man. I'm gonna go blind with this light in my face. I don't know how streamers can do it for like 10 hours a day.
Well, you just gotta get those computer eyes.
Oh, I don't know, computer eyes. I have little peepers.
Oof.
But yeah, going from one big single from this album into another, Gold Digger. Probably, I'd say, would it be his biggest mainstream single? It's
I
either that
think
or Power, I'd say.
I think from back then that was like the biggest hit.
Oh yeah, back
Uh,
then definitely. That
grunge.
that, that was what really made Kanye. Yeah, yeah. Household name or a club name, whatever you want to put it.
But I don't know. I just find it really. I'm not a huge fan of the song.
You know, is it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
he definitely didn't he admit at one point he wrote this just because he knew it would do well in the charts.
Hmm.
I don't know where, but I'm pretty sure in an interview he was like, I'm not a biggest. He said this himself. He's like, I'm not a biggest fan of this song, but I did it because I knew it'd be popular in the end. So I guess yeah, with an album you do need, even if you're not a fan of a certain song, if you know it's going to work, put it in there. And yeah, this song didn't come out long after Jamie Foxx actually acted as Ray Charles. Was it Ray Charles?
I don't know.
Yeah, it uses the Ray Charles sample. That's what I'm getting at with the initial. He's a gold digger, which
Although I've heard something different about the song itself that before he decided to write his verses and put it on the album, it was like the production was supposed to be it was originally written for this female artist who would talk about gold diggers.
I've heard about that. Yeah, somebody else was meant to have it originally.
Um, an art like what was the name of the artist?
I don't know.
Sham no. Shauna,
Maybe
maybe?
yeah, but I've heard that story as well. That it was originally not meant to be his. I guess he took it because I guess he knew it would do well, so it'd be a waste to waste it.
Yeah. Well, it was also co-produced by John Thine again.
Yep, doing his
Because
thing.
like John Thine is actually a really good producer, even though he doesn't really work within the hip hop industry that much. He just he just does proper production.
Yeah, when I'm just
Mm.
trying to fix my headphones. Speak again.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, you're fixed. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, production wise, again.
Production wise, it's good, but I feel it's fairly repetitive.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like I
Like,
said before, it came out after Jamie Foxx is in it. Let's just say it's not Ray Charles. It's Jamie Foxx doing a Ray Charles impression. but they've attributed it to Ray. It's like a weird feature on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Mm,
it's sampling Ray Charles, but it's actually sung. The sample is actually sung by Jamie Foxx, who previously represented Ray Charles in the film, which he won an Oscar for, which I think only came out literally a couple of months before this album came out. So maybe he was hyping up the film as well, or maybe he was riding the hype from the film that came out.
maybe, perhaps. But like I like the idea behind the song because I think what he says makes a lot of sense. Like some people out there like to like well, it's actually really similar to the new workout plan
Yeah,
where he's talking about how there's some women out there who just try to use you for the money, the
yeah.
power, the
Take
car.
advantage of your position.
Take a, yeah, they take advantage of your possessions, and then
Mm,
you know you get a child with them, and
yeah.
then bye bye, bye bye, see ya, alimony time.
I remember when Kanye first got with Kim Kardashian, they were like saying, "Oh, look, he's gone against his word that he said on Gold Digger."
Although back then, I think Kim Kardashian was doing much better than Kanye.
Was she?
I mean, I think so,
I
because
barely heard of her. I don't know. I don't know.
2012-ish, 11, 12. Hmm.
That was like prime Kanye fame, I'd say.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know. I think Kim Kardashian, even back then, was doing much better than Kanye popularity-wise.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd say especially now she's definitely not a gold digger. She's probably richer than he is. So
Yeah.
I've heard that she got like she's no longer considered a billionaire anymore. She's 100 million out
Hmm.
because Kanye put up a tweet saying, "Oh, my wife's a billionaire finally." And then like a week later, Forbes was like, "Oh yeah, you're not a billionaire."
I'm actually kind of curious about that because, like, I, I definitely feel like Kim Kardashian was making a lot of money out of her makeup,
Yeah.
her apps.
Well, yeah, she sold her makeup company. I think that's what people thought tipped her into the billionaire sort of category, but I feel like she didn't quite make it. But I feel like the
Um,
family together are probably billionaires. You know, Kanye's wealth mixed with her wealth.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because Kanye himself isn't he? Isn't he almost a billionaire?
Oh yeah, well, since a couple of months ago, he is a billionaire.
Oh, he is. Okay. My
Yeah,
God.
officially. Because like Forbes at first, because like Kanye would say, "I'm a billionaire now." Woo!
Whoa.
And Forbes would be like, "Fuck off, Kanye, you're not."
As they do.
Kanye would go off on that and be like, "Fuck you, Forbes. You don't know shit. You don't know shit."
Yeezy season. I wonder how much
Um,
those clothes will actually be in Gap.
hmm. Honestly, if it's Gap, I think they might be fairly affordable.
Hopefully, I actually want to own something, so I want to see what it's like. I haven't actually seen what they look like though. Have they revealed what the actual range?
Um, Let me check the Twitter, because like that would be a good
Checking the Twitter.
place to look at for that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yay, following. Um, oh, Ego Death. Oh shit, Ego Death is out now. I didn't listen to that.
Wait, is that a new song that he's done?
Yeah, it's a new song that was supposed to be teased. Like it was teased a while ago.
Oh, oh, I need to listen to that after this then.
Gap stock surges 42%. Oh yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure what the Gap thing will look like because there's a picture of some guy or gal
Mm.
wearing some clothes,
Oh,
but obviously doesn't reveal too much because she's just or he or she are just slouched down
yeah.
and
Oh
all
well.
that.
But yeah,
It doesn't matter.
back to the song though.
Back to the song.
It's definitely a club banger. Every time you hear this in a club, you gotta get down with it though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely just a club song. And although the lyrics do go pretty deep into what gold diggers are like and what happens if you hook up with one,
Mm,
it I don't think it's the kind of song you can just sit back and relax to. You just kind of have to
yeah.
turn up and
Also, it's
have some
nothing
fun.
new. Like gold diggers have been talked about before in rap songs, so it's nothing groundbreaking as an actual concept either.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. Do you feel like it has a good place in the album?
I, honestly, I don't think so.
Ooh, hot take.
Cause, cause like you begin with "Wake Up, Mr. West," which flows into a heard them say perfectly,
Yeah.
and then you have "Touch the Sky," which um like it relates to heard him say a little bit because of the jazzy production. Because it's completely sudden and out of nowhere, but it's not that evasive compared to Gold Digger, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So you feel like it's a little inconsistent then?
It's not yeah, it's a good song, but it's put where it shouldn't be.
Yeah. I don't actually mind the song. I don't mind listening to it. I'm not against it. I'm not. It's not my favorite song.
Although I think it flows really well into the skit that's
Yeah.
coming up.
And let's talk about it now. The skit. Skit 1.
Folk 5 Folk.
Broke five, bro.
We ain't got it.
We ain't got it. Oh man, I like the skits in this album. They're funny.
Oh, I think yeah, I think this album has the best skits
Yeah,
compared to the College Dropout.
yeah, definitely. Like the short, they're funny, and yeah, they just talk about. Wait, what does the skit one? What was the? Because they sort of blend together for me, unfortunately.
So, the first skit I think introduces us to the fraternity Folk Five Folk,
Yeah,
who don't have any money, don't have well, they have jeans, but they have to share them.
yeah, but they
And
own
ba
it.
Yeah, it's basically the only pair of jeans that they own. So if someone's out, with a girl, everyone else is just butt naked.
Yeah,
Uh,
I guess as a skit though, it does sort of present like the view that like people who haven't got much but don't seem to have the drive to get out of their situation. It's like a good comparison to what Kanye is now. Like you heard from Touch the Sky, where he's like very successful in his mind anyway. To go to this, where these people don't have much, but they don't really seem to care either.
yeah. Oh, and also, because like later on, like the skit kind of develops by itself.
Yeah, it's a
It goes
reoccurring
back,
skit.
yeah, like there's a theme behind the skit. I I think it goes back to the crabs in a bucket mentality later on, and
Exactly.
like we'll see that happening. But like it this kit also transitions perfectly into the next song, which is Drive Slow.
Drive slow, and we'll go into it now. There we are. Drive
Let's go.
slow. A nice little song. Do you like the song?
Oh, I love it. I like the next few songs are just
Oh
mm,
yeah, the
it
next couple, they are a great little like set list of lovely
like
little songs.
this section between skit 1 and skit 2 flows perfectly to me at least.
It is, man. It is. But yeah, Drive Slow. What do you have to say about Drive Slow? If you love it so much, sir.
Okay then. Um, well, obviously, we can relate it to his accident where
Yes.
he could have died and he didn't. So What's the best way to make sure that that never happens again? Just drive
Drive
slow,
slow.
homie.
Yeah, and also don't fall asleep.
And yeah, don't fall asleep on the car. It presents several situations where uh like where just the life in the hood basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It just represents that sort of like aspect of yeah,
Yeah, because like obviously lo life in the hood isn't that isn't that easy. It's all kinds of wacky, insane. There always some sort of happenings, but you just gotta kick back and chillax, and also be careful because you never know what might happen to you.
yeah. Like when I got my notes up, but it's like on my phone where I was using as my light, so I'm gonna look pretty dark for this bit.
It's okay, just check them because like it's always good. Um,
Yeah, it's
because
pretty
like
much just giving stories about like life and hood, all these different people.
yeah,
Yeah, like Harold Wavy goes hit the freeway, at least go 48. Yeah, and I was just a virgin, baby. One of the reasons I looked to him crazy. Yeah, it does give a view of like Kanye maybe before he was big, and how these other people he looked up to, and what they offered to him.
yeah, and I think it's the song, although it has the message of chillax.
Yeah,
It also has the message of just taking life as it is. Like, don't let life pass you by. Take all the chances you can, and
definitely. Yeah.
enjoy it.
And what's the feature in the song again?
I think it's got several
Yeah,
features.
it does. I'm trying to look it up.
Uh, I I think one of them was GLC
I
of some
think.
spaceship, if you remember,
Oh yes, 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 yes.
and the other guy. Let me find my notes.
Yeah, same. And quickly, I had it written down somewhere.
Paul Wall, who's surprisingly a white rapper. Whoa.
There we go, bro. A little
He's
little
not
teaser. There we are. That won't be enough to get my.
he's not Eminem.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely not. Oh, bro, drive slow. Yeah, I'm gonna admit, like, it's one of my least known songs of this album. But yeah,
Like,
whenever it does happen, because I don't listen to this album very often, I must admit.
oh,
But when I do hear it, I let it play. I let it play. It's not one of my skippable ones.
because like obviously, this song is really personal. Like, you just have to be there to know it, to
Yeah,
to understand what's happening.
definitely. It's a very vibey sort of song, which is a great contrast, really, from Gold Digger that we heard before, where it's literally just a radio hit where you didn't really have
Yeah,
to think much about it. This one is, you need to be in the mindset really to appreciate it fully.
the production. Oh shit, the
Yes, the
production
production, man.
is so good.
Another standout for this album as well.
Like, oh,
It does show
like it,
like how much Kanye's improved in just a year, really, from College Dropout. 'Cause College Dropout was no slouch in his production, but this album has really like elevated himself. He's not a one trick pony.
it's so smooth. Like I wouldn't say it reminds me a lot of Heard 'Em Say, but it it just works so well.
Uh, what do you know what
With,
sample
with,
he
with
uses?
what?
Do you know what sample he uses?
Uh,
I don't know. I'm asking you. If you don't know, it's fine.
I think it was a similar sample that uh a bunch of other rappers have used.
Yeah,
Uh, Perhaps Eminem.
perhaps. Wait, are you calling Kanye a cloud chaser?
Oh, no,
An
no, 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 no,
Eminem
no,
cloud
no, no.
chaser? How
I,
dare you?
I,
How dare you,
I
sir?
Tupac.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait. Let me. I'm just gonna cheat.
Oh no, he's cheated. He's cheating in
Oh
our
no, I'm
discussion.
cheating.
Everyone in
Okay.
chat call him a cheater. All one of you, which is
All one of
you.
you, which is me, just
Yeah,
me.
call him a cheat. Go on.
There we
Ah,
go.
good, good.
uh,
Well done, chat. You taught him.
okay, so it's Tupac. I'm short. You wanna be a thug.
Yes.
Eminem's No One's Illa, and J Cole's Dreams.
So it's a very well established sort of sample, even at this point.
Yeah, it's Hank Crawford's Wildflower.
Mm, very familiar sound. Um, did Eminem use this sample before Kanye? Did he?
Let me check. No One's Illa, since I'm on that kind of wave. 1997.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, that was a really early one for Eminem, actually.
The seventh
Jeez.
track from the Slim Shady EP.
Yeah. Do you think
And the only song, yeah.
Do you think in a way going from Tupac from Eminem now to Kanye, Kanye is a sort of like put himself in this sort of like dynasty of rappers now. He's like, look, I can handle it.
I mean,
Maybe it's
uh,
not like intentional, but maybe
maybe not intentionally, because I doubt he was really thinking about, wow, Tupac and Eminem and in the future J. Cole are
I
going to use it. Can't wait to use it as well.
know.
But I think it
Nice little
definitely,
metaphor of the change of guards, really.
yeah. Although back then in the 2000s, Eminem was really big.
Yeah, he was big. Yeah, he had a. I don't know. I think around right after this point, I'd say around the right after the graduation sort of era, probably Eminem did drop off for a while.
Yeah, because like he was fairly different compared to his contemporaries
Yeah, but
as
it definitely
well.
went from like Eminem on to Kanye, really. And
Yeah,
Kanye,
although the sample that Tupac used and Eminem used are like a year, like there's a year difference between them.
oh yeah, that's mad to think about. Eminem was around back then as well.
Like Tupac used it in 1996.
That's like it's so strange to me that Eminem was around then because I see him as a very 2000s rapper and Tupac is a very 90s rapper. But yeah, they were only like a year between each other in making music.
Although they weren't the producers of their own songs compared to Kanye and J. Cole.
Yeah, that's true as well.
So like,
Oh, did Dre produce Kanye's recent song, wasn't he?
I think he just mastered it.
Oh, he only mastered it, did he? It's not the
Let me
same.
check. What washes in the blood?
Dre's a good producer as well, and I liked him as a
Uh,
rapper. You should have rapped more,
who?
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, but he's always been known. Well, he's famously known for using ghost fighters for
Oh yeah,
practically
yeah.
any song.
That's but actually, I just like his rapping style. You know, I like how he sounds. Like
Yeah,
"Express
I
Yourself" was
understand.
one of my standout songs from Straight Outta Compton.
Keyboard co-producer Teddy Walton. Uh, written by recording engineers Todd Bergman and Josh Berg.
Wait, did Dre not have anything to do with
Oh,
it then?
oh no. Mixing engineer Dr. Dre.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, he was involved. It's weird how it took him this long, really, to get involved with Kanye.
I mean, I, I I think Dr. Dre had more to do with Kanye even before that,
What did
but
he? Okay, let's not go into conspiracy theories now, Vlad. Calm down. Have you got anything more to say about Drive Slow, or do you want to move on to the next one?
I, I think we should probably move on because like it's been an hour and 40 minutes and we're just on the sixth song.
God, we are, aren't we? Jeez. Wait, are we? Are we on
Oh
the sixth song? Are you including the skit in
yeah,
this?
yeah, I'm including the skit
Oh, okay. You got me worried then. I was like, oh god, what have I misdone? But yeah, we go into Drive Slow, and where's he driving slow? On his way home.
on his way home with a sample by Jill Scott Heron,
Nice.
who is so good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. This is probably my least listened to song on the album.
Well, I think
Not that I don't
it's
like it, I just don't listen to it that often, you know?
I don't know. I think it kind of works like a skit because like it doesn't have Kanye on it at all. It just has Common,
Yeah, it's definitely more of a common song, which is peculiar, really. But, you know, nothing too out of the ordinary for rap songs, really. Rap albums.
which where Common are kind of um mirrors Jill Scott Heron's lyrics in the song itself, which is called like the original song is called "Home is where the hatred is."
That's where they
Where
be.
and it's so and the song itself originally is so smooth, and the sample works really well. It's a tiny bit sped up, no, slowed down.
Ah. Drive slow, my friend.
Drive slow, homie.
Yeah. But yeah, it is interesting to think that this is the one of the first songs. It's the first song in the Kanye chronology in his albums where he doesn't actually rap in his songs, is it?
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, did I mumble that? Like, this is the first one really where he doesn't really rap in his own song on his album.
Hmm.
I think
On
anyway.
his
I'm thinking back to the College Dropout, and I think he pretty much raps in all his songs on that one.
Yeah, I think he features in all his songs.
Yeah,
Maybe he's not the complete feature, but he's always there somehow.
yeah. So yeah, this one he does take a big back seat. Is he the main producer of this song? Do you know?
I think he is the one who produced it basically.
Yeah. So definitely showing off his. It shows he's not too egotistical, really, that he has to be on
Yeah.
every song. He can let somebody else take the reins to one of his music and let them like be the front man for a bit.
Exactly, and I think the song itself, like what Common is talking about, is really relevant to the album itself,
Yes.
because he is talking about exactly. They say home is where the hate is, my dome is where the fate is, and how the hood is completely lifeless. People have lost faith. It's a jungle. It's a poverty-stricken place. People can't get out of there. They can't do anything with themselves, and they just have to hope and pray to God that things will get better soon. But obviously, that can ha I can't speak again. God fucking damn it. That can't
So,
happen
yeah.
because if you remember, Trapped in the Closet, he references that
Yes.
at the end.
Do you think when we come to this, when we're seeing like sort of the consistent sort of messages kind of going with like not only him being bigger now, like finally tasting good success, but he's also talking about issues in more specific issues than what he did before. Do you think he's kind of got the sense that now that where he is now, he can look back to where he used to be, and he's better to visualize what are the main issues that could affect other people from achieving those goals? And this is like an example of such issues.
Hmm.
Because
I don't
I feel like the late registration is an album of two stories: a story of Kanye recognizing his success, and also recognizing the issues with like where he came from, really, in more clarity than like maybe the college dropout, where he's in that sort of weird limbo between success and failure.
perhaps, although I would never consider Kanye a big, how should I say? It's not a revolutionary, but he's not really the kind of person I would usually listen to when it comes to social
Oh
and
yeah,
political
yeah.
statements.
He's not a conscious rapper by any means. Maybe that's why he's got like Common to sing this one, not saying rap this one.
Yeah, like he is kind of conscious, but he is not really a conscious rapper.
No, he's not a Most Def by any means.
Yeah,
But yeah, but it doesn't stop him from trying to tackle these issues in more like
yeah.
what you see with Diamonds later on,
Oh
and
yeah.
like there are certain issues that he does want to tackle, and when he does, he probably does go in on it.
Although track music itself is also kind of, related to
Uh,
similar
that
issues.
is true. And with that, do you want to segue into that song?
let's go into it.
Let's go. Doon 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 doon. Here we are. Crack music, brother. The real black music, brother.
which is which is not actually about crack at well, it kind of is,
Whereas
but
it uses like drug as sort of a metaphor, really.
yeah, it's the metaphor for the new wave of music in America.
Yeah. Which would you just say that is rap as a whole?
Well, well, obviously, hip hop nowadays is practically the doc of last century, so
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, this song heralds the way that crack music took over.
Yeah, it does sort of through the song. It presents crack music as like it uses hip hop and uses that as some sort of like drug trade, really.
Which is in a lot of ways is similar
Yeah,
because
a lot of visual sort of lyrics sort of present itself as a sort of that sort of thing.
and not just that, it's just oh fuck it, this fell. Picked it up. Uh, like even back then. Well, not back then, because like it wasn't a long time ago, uh, but like music was exactly about that. Crack. It was about heroin. It
Oh,
was
that's true.
about
Yeah,
MDMA, weed, uh,
it was
all
hip hop was a
LSD,
very drug
all
centric
that.
sort of genre.
So obviously, in a lot of ways, what you're singing about, what you're trying to present to other people, will influence the people that listen to you, that like your music. So you could say that crack music could, although it in a lot of ways it means how hip hop music took over America, you could also say that this kind of music just influenced that generation to be much more lenient and into drugs, which
Yeah,
I don't know how to connect that, but yeah.
yeah. Well, he does go. It started off by saying how his little conspiracy theory, which about how Ronald Reagan used like was it crack or heroin to pretty much stop the Black Panthers. A really good
which
criticism. I kind of believe.
which in a lot of ways did happen
Yeah.
because like back then, although it's probably happening right now, but wink wink, let's not talk about this.
Mhm.
uh Yeah, I'm being fed heroin right now, and that's why I'm coughing.
Yeah, I thought
Um,
so. I don't want to say it, but it's kind of
yeah,
obvious.
um, basically, government institutions would make sure that like anti-American movements would be stopped or wouldn't have that big of an effect on society, whether that would have a positive effect or a negative effect.
It's mad how they would see
Obviously,
the Black Panthers as an anti-American organization when really, if anything, it was a pro-American, like they pro-equal rights. Really,
I would argue not.
they didn't.
Most
Why not?
mo Mostly because the Black Panthers had a lot of backing, at least back then, and well, yeah, mostly back then, and I don't think they really exist now, by the USSR. So they
Oh,
had,
because they were socialist. They had
yeah,
socialist ideas.
yeah, they had socialist ideas. Like it wasn't just about social equality. It was also about economic and political equality.
Yeah,
Although, like you would argue that in a democracy you would have political equality,
yeah.
which
Well, the
did exist.
USSR would pretty much back anything they would see as being against sort of the current government. So I wonder
Yeah.
if they'd
So,
back people like Martin Luther King.
oh yeah. So obviously, whether that movement was socialist or not, it doesn't matter because they just wanted to remove, well, to change the United States as it is.
Yeah, as it was. Yeah, maybe that's what caused, obviously the establishment to go down on it even harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, crack music, it's infamous now for using the same drum beat as Power that we would see a lot later in Kanye's career.
which I think it works really well with it.
Yeah. Do you think it works better with that song than this song? Or do you think they both have their sort of place? Because I could not tell until somebody pointed it out, and I was like, oh yeah.
Well, I think Power uses it a little bit better because, uh,
Yeah.
like the drum beat is really powerful and clack music is really, although really morbid and um kind of filler like filler like, as
Oof.
in not related to the Michael Jackson song, but more like, it creates panic within you.
Yeah.
That song kind of feeling like, oh shit,
That's
something is
true.
on fire.
Because this song, compared to the other songs we've heard so far, really, especially at the start of the album, it does seem a lot more grittier and grimier and more down to earth. It sounds that way anyway. Even though it still does use like an orchestral sort of horns, I guess.
Yeah. uh,
It was
it,
one of the songs he'd use on his late orchestration album.
well, yeah, because it does sound quite good.
When I speak again, when you're getting quiet.
It just gives you a chill down your spine. Like what's happening, what has happened, and what might happen.
Speak
Because
again. Oh, damn.
what's happening?
When my earphones are breaking. A minute. Speak. Keep speaking.
Speaking. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Keep speaking. Oh, nice.
That
You're fixed.
doesn't
You're fixed.
seem to- Oh well, thank you for that comment.
Oh, you only just saw it now, have you?
Yeah, I just saw it and was like, oh shit, what the fuck?
The comments have spoken. They know your true
They
true
know my
sins.
identity now.
Yeah, they know you. They know you. Do you think the game is a good attribute to this song?
The what?
The game, the rapper.
Oh, the game.
Yeah,
Because I kept hearing something else and I'm like, what?
game.
Okay. Um, oh, well, he's not that big of a contribution
He's
to the
definitely the
song, but
chorus, but he does fill the sort of like the deep sort of like his voice does lend to the gritty sort of
yeah,
attitude, the attitude, basic, pretty much of this
I
actual
think
song.
it makes the chorus.
Yeah.
Oh, and also because like you mentioned about how you weren't sure whether or not George Bush figured within Kanye's songs in late legislation. He does, because he does mention George Bush directly about how he sold W M MD's weapons of mass
Oh
destruction.
yeah, yeah.
Insane.
I thought you were gonna say like MDMA. I was like, what are you on about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that still goes with the theme, even though that's not really crack, but
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. They do druggies.
thing. If you don't know the difference, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's all the same.
It's all the same.
Yeah, well, I like. So, well, do you like this song, or you mentioned it was a filler? So, do you feel like this is more of a filler song for the album?
I don't know. I really like it, especially the outro by Malik Yusuf.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We got this crack music. I love
It's
I love his
easy
features in this
music.
album. It's great.
What?
I was gonna say I love his features in this album. I feel like he uses them better in this album than he does in his previous one so far.
Yeah, it's just a much more cohesive album. Like
Yes, yes,
he he knows how to make an album. Because yes,
100%.
you can make good music. That's that's not really an easy job in of itself, but actually preparing the track list, making it sound cohesive, making it sound nice, making it make sense.
Yeah, making sure it flows from one thing to another
Yeah,
in an
which
interesting
is
way.
something that Kanye, I think, has mastered at this point.
Yeah, definitely at this point, man.
It
Um,
takes work.
yeah. You want to go to the next song, or do you want to take a small break?
I mean, like it's up to you.
Because I kind of need to stand up because my leg is a bit dead. So
Okay,
a quick like 5 minute break because
sure.
I feel like we're halfway through the album at this point, aren't we?
Well, yeah.
Cool. All right. I'll we'll be back soon, like 5 or 10 minutes. Hopefully the quicker option, but we'll see how it goes because we
Yeah.
want to get this done. But yeah, whoever is watching this, they'll probably be watching on YouTube, so we'll be back soon. I don't know how to edit, so you'll probably see this in the YouTube video as well.
Oh yeah.
See ya.
See you in a bit.
Hello, we are back.
Hello,
Oh,
hello, hello.
get a bit of a just get rid of the lagginess in my end.
Although, I'm actually kind of curious what you sound like to other people because, like, nobody has. Oh, the person left.
What? As we
Yeah,
entered.
as we entered, he was like, "Yeah, that's it. Bye."
Oh, I'm so angry. What have I done that makes people scared of me?
I honestly think it might have been Joe. Like, he just joined for the bands and then he left.
We joined for the bands, but as soon as we're here, he leaves. Like it. It might be the glasses. I'm wearing glasses now, so the light won't hurt my face or my eyes. Not my face. What am I on about?
Yeah, you look like 20% cooler.
Yeah, and I need to be a bit cooler for this album. But yeah, it's literally just because of the light. It's because it's getting darker outside. It's starting to be a lot brighter in my eyes, so I feel like the glasses might help.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I live 2 hours in the future, if you don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, now let me just double check my what's it called? My stream manager. Yep, that person left. Okay. If you're watching this from the YouTube video, watch us live so you can actually talk to us and say your thoughts about the album.
Yeah, because like sometimes we make mistakes. Well, we make mistakes, so
Yeah, we'll definitely make mistakes about like knowledge and stuff like that. Or you could just
like
tell us your opinion on certain songs and we'll respond or
yeah,
shout at
because
you.
like the big thing about Kanye is that people really don't have a single take
Literally, it's
of
very
his music.
interpretive.
Like it's like thank these nine now almost 10 albums, and people can't thank them in a specific way most of the time because they just it's just really difficult to measure.
Yeah, different people have different tastes, and that means different albums would have be more appealing to people than. Oh, another thing. Talk about ranking. Have you noticed this album doesn't normally rank high?
What?
Like, oh, maybe I'm not talking about in generals, but there was that one list that really ranked this one low, and a lot of people got angry about it.
Um, is it the complex thanking?
It might have been Billboard.
Let me try to find it.
Yeah, it might be one of the first things that come up. It's like Kanye albums ranked, and then this one's like second to last.
Complex, Kanye West albums thanked worst to best.
Yeah,
12 Yay, 11 Jesus King, 10 Close Summer, 9 Kick See Ghost, What the Fuck, 8 The Life of Pablo, 7 808, 6 Late
yeah.
Vegetation.
This one was kind of low. It's not. It's not really in the upper ends of the list. Also, that list is horrible because some of those low ones are a lot higher in my book. Like Life of Pablo. What?
They've put Kid See Ghost really, really low.
Yeah, that's like. Oh, I don't know. Do you count Cruel Summer as a Kanye album when you're ranking your favorite Kanye albums?
I, uh, I don't know, because like, Cruel Summer seems more like,
It's like a
uh,
compilation of good music.
well, yeah, it's both a compilation of good music and of good
Yeah.
music.
But every time I see people making a list really on YouTube, they always put that one last, and I'm like, just don't count it. It's like
Yeah,
not.
it's not really a Kanye album. It's like, oh God, I
I feel
forgot
like
the
they
God.
they include it to put it last, so people don't get angry at their last choice. You know,
Although they've put Cruel Summer above Jesus is King and Yay.
they put it above Yay.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm looking forward to the Yay discussion we're having because I know it hit a chord with me, that album.
did it? I honestly,
And
I
people have
have
strong
some
opinions about it, so I feel like it might come up with a really good discussion anyway, just in
I
general.
have some qualms with it.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. So we'll be able to talk about it. So it's better than us just agreeing on everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Kanye is the greatest artist of all time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's David Bowie.
David Bowie. Could you potentially try to set down your mic and see and talk to it? Because like it might fix the issue.
Oh, when we originally had the issue, it wasn't that because that was down. Hello, did that fix the issue?
Hello? Uh,
Hello.
s- Speak a bit.
I'm talking quite a bit now. Can people on stream hear me? I don't know.
Uh, okay. It seems like there's still some crackling over there, but it should be fine. Like you can pick it up. It's fine.
Okay.
Do whatever.
You're able to hear me clearly, though, are you?
I can hear you clearly right now, although
Oh,
it's a little bit further away.
yeah. That's the thing. kind of wanted to hold it just because. Oh no, I'll keep it by here by now. And if you want me to be a bit louder, let me know. But yeah, going on. We just finished crack music.
We
Very good
we
song.
just finished crack music, and we're going to something a little bit more, I would
Sadder.
say, upbeat.
Nah. Roses. A very vulnerable song.
It's like it's a really vulnerable song, but I think it's actually really, really sweet and has, or like it's really anxious but really happy,
Yeah,
really sweet.
it's a great tribute to a person I assume was very important in his life.
Yeah,
His.
who I think survived whatever she had going for
Oh,
her.
she did survive, did she?
Yeah, she did survive. Like
Oh,
it's not a post-mortem song.
I didn't know that. Till that moment, I thought it was.
Like I'm actually gonna. Is she still alive?
She might not be, but I always
No,
assumed
she's
she
not.
died,
She's
and
not.
that this was just like a tribute to her memory. That changes my opinions then.
She. Oh God, when did she die? Well, I don't know, but basically she was alive when the album was released.
Okay, okay. Do you want to just talk about just for people in case they're watching this and they don't know about this song? What's this context?
Well, it's basically it paints the story where Kanye and his family go to the hospital to visit a really really si they're really really sick a family member who is Kanye's grandma,
Yeah,
and he recounts his memories with her and well his grandpa as well, and how you
yeah,
know how people are treated differently by hospitals, because obviously if you have more money, if you have more connections, you will have better care.
yeah. Showing the like criticizing really the hospital system, and especially in America where you have to really pay for good treatment. Like he talks about
Which
like if you know about Magic Johnson and how he's pretty much unaffected by his condition, whereas somebody like
oh
his
yeah,
grandmother, who has no social standing, has to kind of suffer a bit more just because of that.
yeah. Have you
And
watched the?
I feel like it's also presented by how people in the hospital treated him while he was there visiting. They treated him like a celebrity, like he said. Like they asked for his like signature on a T-shirt, and he's like, "Are you serious right now?
Yeah,
I'm here
exactly.
for like my grandmother who's really ill. You should not be asking me about this sort of stuff."
Have you watched the South Park episode about Magic Johnson?
I haven't. Why?
Oh, really?
Nah.
It's about how Magic Johnson has AIDS, and he found a cure, and one of the boys, the
Oh, was
main
that money? The
characters,
money one.
what?
Was that the one where they said the cure for AIDS is money?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
Like,
actually have seen that one. Yeah.
uh, and you know, what was the sample? Oh, Thosey by Bill Withers.
Mm,
It's a it's a really smooth song, and unsurprisingly, it's produced by Joe Blind again.
yeah.
Like
Great producer.
all these smooth, chill songs on the album are co-produced by John Prine. Like I think he really gets down with that kind of
Yeah, if he does it and does it
sound.
well, you might as well use it.
And like in the second verse, we actually learn that they aren't just there to give her give her flowers, a bouquet, because they care. It's not just that, they do care, and they're there to support her. And in fact, they are the bouquet.
Yeah.
They are the present.
Yeah, like this song or rap is a great like metaphor for the unity and strength of family as well.
Yeah, it's a different take on family business.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
no, no matter what, like all the aunties are there. Uh, uh like the extended family is basically there to see her live through. The cousins, the grandpas, Donda, all of them are there.
Yeah. He talks about how he takes his strength from his grandfather and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
together, they're strong. They're a bouquet, like you said, of flowers. Each one of them a different bud of the overall thing.
yeah.
But yeah,
It
it's a lovely song, man.
it's a really sweet song.
Like it's not, and as a rap song, it's not really orthodox for what you would expect from raps.
Well, yeah. Although I think although the song itself doesn't really have a beat.
No, yeah, it is quite a oh, there's a word for it, a cappella sort of way it's delivered.
It's more like spoken word,
Yeah,
really.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like it doesn't have a beat to it. It just feels like his sort of like thoughts process put out with a sort of like nice little like instrumental in the background. That sort of just gives it that sort of cinematic feel.
Like potentially, because like I feel like My Way Home kind of acts like a skit, an interlude, well, a postlude, really.
Mm.
Uh, I think those is has a similar feeling to it. Like it's not a full song. It has meaning. It is complete, but
It's just something that like gives the album like it fills it out with like a
yeah,
flavor.
it gives the album flavor.
Have you heard the album Psychodrama by Dave?
Uh, could you repeat that again?
Have you heard the album Psychodrama by the artist Dave?
Yeah.
You know the is it Leslie that song?
Uh,
It's like 8 minutes.
I think that was it.
Yeah, but like yeah, I'd say that song is similar to this. Then it's like a nice little not like an interlude, but a sort of thing that gives the album more life. It tells a story, but it's not really a song in itself. If people want to like connect like a recent album to this sort of album, then that's the sort of thing you're looking for.
Yeah. Like, it's really hard to lose someone you care about.
Yeah, you lose them in different ways. You can lose them to illness, or you could lose them to just like a bad home life and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or you can lose them to tech or even tech music.
Yeah. Oh, look at us looking deep into things. I love it. We're pretty much critics at this point with the new needle drop. Is that all you have to say about roses, though?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like there's not much to be said. There's a lot to be said, but once you say it, there's not like you can't really talk about the beat or anything like that. It's a song that you can't really put it on and just like vibe to it at any time. You need to be in a certain mindset. I feel like to properly
Yeah.
get into this song. It's one of those songs.
Although, like, I've talked to people about, Kanye. I'm not a Kanye evangelist. Like, I don't just show people Kanye and I'm like, come on, listen to that.
Hmm.
But like, whenever people want to like ask me like to give them some recommendations for music, like I try to sneak like some Kanye in there because I'm a huge fan and I
Yeah.
want other people to appreciate him as much as I do. And like so for some reason, even though like Roses, I think is a fantastic song by Kanye. It it never like works. It never like gets people's attention.
Nah, you need. I feel like you need to be in that sort of Kanye bubble at a certain point to fully appreciate this song.
Maybe.
You need like a sort of gateway sort of song to fully appreciate it. I feel like there's certain songs are a lot more accessible. This one is not really the most accessible, really, but
Yeah.
anyone can relate
Or
to it. But yeah, you need to be a bit more in that sort of mind frame.
I guess so.
Like we've all lost family members. That's the thing. It's a very relatable song. or like had a family member that's really ill, or he will do eventually.
Oh shit.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, this song will strike a chord with a lot of people, but probably more than something like Gold Digger will do.
Yeah,
It
because
shows he's
like
not,
most people definitely deal with that kind of loss or the possibility of losing
yeah,
your loved ones.
it can strike a chord very well. So yeah, it does show the multi layers of Kanye's musical ability. He can go from something like Gold Digger and down to something like this. A good
Yeah,
range.
like he can be vulnerable. He can express himself
Yeah,
clearly.
which I appreciate.
Which
And
I also wanted to mention
yeah,
that this is one of those songs where Kanye himself, like there was no other writer than himself and the sample, because like usually you give writing credits to samples and stuff.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So like this just went through Kanye.
yeah, which makes sense. It's a very personal sort of song, isn't it?
Yeah,
Might be a bit disingenuous if he had other people working on it. Maybe he wanted to be real. This is one of the songs he wants to be real, and yeah.
which reminds me of a specific song from Ye, which I'm not gonna tell you which. You might know, but Kanye, come on.
Wait, wait, what song?
It's Violent Crimes.
Oh, that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna like mute the stream so you could just tell me personally, but okay. Violent crimes, man. Jeez, it'll be a while till we get to that one. Anyway, is that all you wanted to say about it?
I mean, yeah, so far so good.
Cool. Now let's go thusly and quickly into Bring Me Down. Gonna bring me down. What do you feel about this one?
Well, it, it's a cool song. It's not really, there isn't a whole lot to say about it.
I
It's just a big, again, a power theme, but instead of just power him powering himself up, he's bringing the haters down. He's like, "Fuck you, haters, you dumb fucks."
yeah. Do you not know a little like you might know this, a nice little secret about this song. He originally wrote, the actual. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Oh,
you.
sorry. It's just like it was very silent, and I was scared that something happened. But yeah, he originally wrote the majority of the lyrics to the tune of "Stand Up" by Ludacris, which he produced.
Mm-hmm.
So this, like the actual instrumentation of this rap was made after the fact. I'd say probably around this time, because he borrowed some of those lyrics that he did originally, and they put them into the last call.
So I guess in that way, it's kind of a filler track,
Yeah,
but
I felt like this was a filler track, and you can kind of tell the rap didn't really go with the actual music.
I although I kind of do like the production because like
Yeah,
again, it's got John Thine
of
and
course, yeah,
Kanye
it's good
West working
production.
together.
But you could, I know you can maybe get the sense that the actual words didn't wasn't made with this actual beat. Like there's a freestyle of, you can actually see it on YouTube. There's a freestyle of, it's not really freestyle because it's pre-written, but it's of Kanye doing this pretty much, this rap, but to the tune of the stand up by Ludacris, and I feel like it works a lot better with that
Yeah.
production than this one.
Although like this because like freestyle didn't always mean just rapping off the top of your head
Yeah, I know.
because
It should do that.
most hip hop artists aren't can't freestyle at all.
Yeah, like
Like
it'll be embarrassing if you just stand there and have nothing to say. So it's nice to have
like
like little verses and phrases that you could just like play off of. You can have just like one verse and then maybe the rest you can sort of improvise, but straight up like non-written, I'd say is very hard.
yeah. Because like you usually see freestyle battles happen. Like I'm not talking high school freestyle battles. I'm talking about like actual hip hop
You're
artists.
a bum, and I think you're very dumb. I'd take my
Um
gun. Da da
they're
dum.
actually still please written. Like they never happen in real life. They just sit down, do their thing,
Yeah.
and like tap it out.
I feel like with enough training, you could be pretty good at improvising, though.
Maybe, but I
Take some
doubt
improv lessons.
because like have you listened to Kanye freestyle? I'm not talking about back then when he was a young up and coming producer. I'm talking about nowadays. I wouldn't say it's his best moment as an artist.
No, wait, what are you on about?
I don't know. It's kind of silly, kind of cute, but like, which interview was it? Because
Oh,
so
are you the one? Oh, was that you ain't got the answers? Is that interview?
I don't think that was it.
Wait, I thought you were on about the freestyle where they used the Nine Inch Nails sample, and he was just saying that, uh, don't, it doesn't rhyme at all. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. I think.
Oh, Kanye West Pusha T freestyle on the Funkmaster Flex show.
Oh wait, that's a different one that I'm on about.
I think that was it.
Oh, I've seen that one as well. Yeah, but he mainly just uses the gorgeous lines with that one.
I think you're thinking of a different one because like
Oh man, there's too many. I can't keep up
there are way
anymore.
too many.
But what? There's one where he just spits out whatever, and he's really bad at it. Is it?
Bobby Scoop,
That's great. That's a
classic.
tune, man. Don't knock that.
I'm not knocking it down at all.
Don't
I
knock it
honestly
down.
like love Lift Yourself.
Lift yourself. Oh, that had potential, man. That had potential.
Top three songs by Kanye.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but Bring Me Down, like you said, is about how people thought of him, how he refuses to be like brought down. I'm going to mass today. I have to say, no matter what the past say, they have to say. Since Pac passed away, happy rappers don't even deserve a track from me. You see, get rid of those Louis Vuitton boots. Yeah, man, I can remember a lot of this rap actually.
Like he's made a better diss track. And like we're gonna see that like in the next album because like he
Oh yeah,
wrote a fantastic flip off towards all his haters and
haters.
uh like copycats. Although I don't think he really had copycats at that point.
No, not at that point. Definitely not. I'd say definitely around, or 100% around My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He started getting a lot of copycats,
Yeah.
but yeah, maybe even Graduation. They started seeing some copycats coming up. I don't know. I would have when the copycats first started prevalent. They were like, oh, there's another Ye.
I've honestly never heard of anyone, being referred to as the next Kanye or someone who's like Kanye.
People call Tyler the Creator the next Kanye.
Do they?
Yeah, because he's a like a rapper producer, isn't he?
Or like, but he's not the only one.
Yeah, but they would call him, oh, you're the next Kanye. You produce your beats, you rap, and you're a good rapper. I remember back when like Wolf came out, people were saying that. I guess
Hey,
like
but
he wasn't the next Ye in the sense that he would like literally copy his style. I don't know,
but
like
like
who would that be?
but Wolf sounded completely differently from anything that Kanye
That's what I
did
mean.
back
That's what I
then.
mean. People would only call him the next Kanye in the sense that he produces his own stuff and he also raps on his stuff. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
but
But when it comes to
I feel
musically
like at that
wise,
point it's just grasping at straws, you know?
yeah, true. Like maybe Chance the Rapper, the next Kanye from
Yeah, I
Chicago.
think
He
there's some
produces his own
elements
stuff,
there.
and he's kind of soulful as well.
Although he does work with Kanye a lot, so
Yeah, he's definitely more of a Kanye protege than anything.
yeah, like basically Kanye brought him up. It's not that he just became a new Kanye.
Yeah, God, there's about how many people Kanye brought to light in the public eye. You got like Chance the Rapper, you got Nicki Minaj, Kid Cudi.
I thought Nicki Minaj was Lil Wayne's as
Oh yeah, he's definitely Lil Wayne's protege, but in the public eye, in her verse in Monster, she definitely became known. a lot more.
Yeah, because like back then she didn't really have an album
No,
out.
I did. Yeah, she didn't have an album. Nobody really heard of her, and then she came up suddenly, this unknown female rapper on Monster, and you're like, whoa, that's cool. Even though I feel like her verse is very highly overrated.
I don't know. I like it.
I didn't drink that versus Kool Aid as much as other people. I was like, yeah, it's an alright verse, but she's
Although like
expressive. That's
it's
the
kind of a hot
most.
take and kind of early, but I really don't mind Jay-Z's verse on Monster.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. I feel like it's thematic with the actual like title.
Like, yeah, he does kind of list off different monsters, but it's not just because he doesn't understand what the song is about. He understands it perfectly, and that's why he equates himself to these monsters.
Yeah, 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 I agree.
Like, God damn it.
But also, let's not get into a discussion about that song because we're not even anywhere near that album yet.
Yeah, we still have like three more songs to go.
Albums,
Albums.
yeah, three more albums. Oh man. Anyway, now that we're almost halfway, well, we are pretty much halfway through. Are you looking forward to graduation? Talking about that?
Yeah, actually, I've become a little bit like I've warmed up towards the album.
Or have you? Because
Yeah, I
graduation
used
for me is my least favorite Kanye album.
it used to be my least favorite album, but nowadays I kind of jive with it.
Yeah, well, it's the one I'm definitely gonna do a lot more research into, just so I can actually talk about it.
Not
But
supposed to say that on live.
but anyway, yeah. Taking it back to the song, "Bring Me Down." It's a good song. I feel like it is a filler track. It's definitely the one that stands
Yeah,
out more as filler than anything else really on this album. Um, doesn't really offer anything new in my opinion.
like I agree. It's just there to pad up the numbers.
Yeah. God, how many
Or
tracks are in this? Like 17 overall.
so without the skits, you've got 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and if you count late, 16.
God, albums are barely ever this long anymore, are they?
Yeah, albums nowadays are much shorter.
I don't know. I like long albums. They seem a lot more of a spectacle than shorter albums.
I don't know, because like you've also got albums like The Big Day by Chance, and yeah, although it's like an hour and 40 minutes, it's
Scorpion from Drake.
Scorpion. Oh God, I think Scorpion is much worse.
Yeah, I got bored halfway through, and I haven't even heard the second half of it. I was like, I'm not bothering anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bring Me Down, a song, a filler, but yeah, not the best, not the worst. I don't think. I know. What would you say is the worst song on the album?
Ooh, um, I don't want to say Gold Digger
Mm,
because
he's a hipster.
yeah, well, I'm not feeling a hipster because after I give you my top five, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, you're just a Kanye fan.
Okay, yeah,
Okay then. Um, I would have to go with either Bring Me Down or Gold Digger,
yeah,
but
yeah. I was halfway through saying "Bring Me Down" is not the worst on the album, but then I was like, wait a minute, I can't actually think of any other songs that are actually that much worse than it. So yeah, it's probably not the best for me.
it's like it's not a bad song. It's just kind of
Just
there.
there, innit? Yeah, it doesn't offer anything. But yeah, going into something that offers a bit more substance. Addiction.
Addiction.
Poof.
Ooh, I love the beat.
Yes. Oh man, this song, bro.
And guess who's producing it?
What's his face? I forgot what's his name again?
John Bryan.
John Bryan. I need to write it down. John Bryan, so I can actually say his name whenever I want to.
Like he had so much to do with this album.
Yeah, he
I
made
can't
it what
believe.
it is. Has he helped Kanye in any of his other albums, or has it literally just been this album?
Oh, I think it's mostly this album. Like if
Yeah,
he's
it's
done
strange that.
anything else, it might have just had to do with other artists. Oh, he's worked on I Wonder. Oh, well, actually, a couple of the songs on Graduation.
Oh, is he? Okay,
Yeah.
so it wasn't just like a one album sort of Andy then.
Well, like he has much less to do with Graduation compared to Late Legislation, but he's still there.
Yeah, he's not like a Mike Dean sort of figure, is he? Like Mike Dean has properly become a face of a feature of Kanye's albums in the later period.
Yeah, but obviously Mike D is another topic to discuss.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till we get to that, man. Sorry, somebody's texting me.
It's okay.
Yeah, do you want to just introduce this song a minute while I'm just trying to set this thing out?
Okay,
Say
so
an initial thoughts before.
we've got Addiction, as I kind of mentioned earlier. It's co-produced by Kanye West and John Bryan. Let me just type his name because it's it's not like that. It's like a weird version
Okay, yeah, okay.
of both
Cheers.
first and last name. Um, so it's the title itself is kind of self-explanatory because like he talks exactly about money, girls, weed, the way that fame has affected him and has given him exactly that, and how he can't really deal with with his behavior, how he's pretty much reckless, which is also a topic in another song in another album, which is coming up soon.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, like you said, yeah, addiction does go into all the sort of trappings that you would see other rappers fall into, like drugs, girls, and money. And Kanye can definitely see himself falling into this, and he's, you can
And
see it, you can visualize it that it's happening to him
uh,
as well.
yeah, like compared to 2004, like if you see pictures of him from 2005 and 2006, he changed quite a lot.
Yeah, he definitely became a very, very rappery sort of guy. You got like got a new girlfriend, Amber Rose.
Wait, hold up. No.
What?
Amber Those came into play after 808s.
No, did she?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought she was a lot earlier than that.
because like he was still dating
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right.
what's
Yeah,
her face?
yeah, you're right. But yeah,
Oh,
I guess that way he could sort of predict himself of where he's going to be with this in this song, like addiction. He's like sees himself fall into that lifestyle.
yeah, he's falling into this cycle of depravity where like he's just trying to convince this girl to, get it on with him in a really, well, at least back then, it's not really taboo, but it wasn't really that socially accepted.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's funny playing on to the addiction sort of theme of it as well. That's something that somebody else has said, but I just want to reiterate. He does say some of his lines like you like stutters on it, like cola and I'm coming over because it's never over. It's like a sort of like a thing an addict would do, like a meth addict, how they would
yeah,
speak. So it just adds to the thematic of the addiction sort of metaphor that he's bringing along, which I think is
yeah,
a cool thing to point out.
yeah, like pe people really have a hard time with addiction. Like, they don't really realize it,
Yeah,
and when they do realize it, they can't do much about it.
yeah, and like addiction comes in many forms, not just substance abuse, but things like materialism and sexual abuse and not sexual abuse, sexual addiction and stuff like that.
And like, uh,
And just
you
like a
know,
lifestyle in general can be addictive.
in the hook itself, he does mention that although he's trying to stop this addiction, whatever that addiction may be, he can't because it just makes him smile. It makes him happy.
Yeah,
This is what he lives for.
that's the thing about addiction, isn't it? It feels good, and that's why you're addicted.
Yeah,
Well, when you're doing it afterwards, maybe not so much. Maybe that's why he's talking about it. He's like, it'll feel good at the moment, but I'll live to regret it. And did he? I guess he did.
maybe yeah, he was kind of burned. Although in the end he wasn't really the bad guy of his first big breakup, or at
Uh,
least so we know.
yeah, I know. Like from the information we have got, who knows? Don't you find it funny that though? It just like reminded me how like Kanye started off as sort of the geeky, sort of outsidery, nerdy sort of rapper who was like middle class, and then by the time of the Taylor Swift thing, he was sort of seen as the bad boy of hip hop.
Yeah,
It's funny how he
when
like
like they
changed.
just
Maybe that's how the
did.
addiction like changed him into a different sort of person who he was originally was.
Yeah, but then again, he's never been, this completely hardcore gangster rapper or anything like that compared to his contemporaries back then.
Nah, but he definitely did get a little bit more edgy. Maybe it's the word. I don't know if that's the right word, but he
Oh
did
yeah,
change from his initial sort of car, like not calm. What's the word? Not shy. There's another word that I'm trying to think of, but I can't remember it. But he was
uh,
like, whenever people would talk to him, he'd stutter a bit and he wouldn't look them in the eye. Except when he's like expressing himself with his talents, he would be a lot more in control at that point.
yeah, but I think Amber Rose had some influence on him,
Apparently,
and
it was her idea to go up and well, she egged him on to say something on the when Taylor Swift won.
yeah.
She was like, "Oh, go
Oh,
on, say something," because he was like, "Oh, that
come on,
shouldn't be right. I should go up there." And she was like, "Yeah, go on then. Tell him what you think."
come on, tell the world what you think.
Yeah,
And she kind of played herself
yeah,
in the end, because they broke up later on because he realized she was cheating on him,
mm.
and he made a fantastic album out of all these happenings.
Yeah. So I guess in the end, maybe it worked out. Also, you know that on that night, Kanye was drinking Hennessy.
Yeah,
I, I always like amazes me how much he actually went through with that bottle. Because I find
like,
Hennessy really hard to drink, and he drank like a good over half of it, and it's a spirit as well.
I don't know. I've always really liked Hennessy,
I like
like
it, but
cognac.
the amount he's
Cognac is.
like drank of it though, you can see photos of it, and it like getting more and more empty throughout the night.
I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's fine.
If I
Like,
was him, I would have been
like
stumbling all over that stage by the time I got to Taylor Swift.
I'm sure you've seen like some people just chug really hard liquor.
Oh yeah, like Ollie.
Wait, what? Ollie?
I'm making a joke because he literally threw up after a shot.
Oh, oh. I wasn't there for
Oh
his
yeah, you went there. Oh, you should have seen it. It was
I
magical.
I missed out. Like that was the night and I missed out.
Oh, yeah, that was literally the. Well, it didn't end the best. I don't really want to say why it didn't end the best because this is literally live.
Yeah.
But it
It's
was
okay.
definitely colourful. It was a colourful night. The actual
What's
night
a
itself was
night?
good.
Unbelievable. What a night.
What a night. Uh, and going from addiction back to addiction and our personal
Back to
lives
addiction.
to the second skit.
Ooh.
Can
We're
you give me
back
context?
to it's not really that much of a skit, I think.
I know. I'm trying to remember what it was. Do you remember? Wait,
It's
which one was it?
deep thighs, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. Pretty much just
It,
giving more
it
flavour of.
kind of repeats the theme of the first skit. Basically, they're broke, five broke. They have no money, no clothes, no cars, no hoes. They have nothing. They're just a bunch of um pals. Yep, that's the word I'm gonna go for.
Yeah,
Who are completely and totally broke.
yeah. Who are united in their poverty
Yeah.
and wear it like a badge for some reason.
I mean, like, yeah, they're wearing a badge because, like, they're bloke five bloke, they're fraternity.
Yeah, maybe that's is a commentary on like some people who like wear their like lack of you know, just their poverty as a badge. They like,
Well,
big
yeah.
life.
I think like, well, it's not really. I wouldn't really say that exists in redneck culture though, because although rednecks are a little bit hostile towards like city folk, they kind of just care about their own situation because it's either like they're either doing well enough for themselves or they're really fucked up.
Yeah.
Or in the case of like people living in the hood, like hmm,
What do you say?
I,
Like
I
you
don't
mentioned a couple times the crab bucket thing. Like they want to leave, but then again they're encapsulated by the actual culture of being in the hood.
yeah, but like do 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 people in the hood really hate the rest of society?
Um, maybe they're a bit bitter about the rest of society because they're a bit more privileged than what they see themselves as. Maybe
Mm,
I don't know. I'm not
I,
part of the hood, so I can't speak for them.
yeah. Well, it's just deep thighs. It just brings back the themes of Vogue Five Vogue.
Yeah,
You
and
know, it
also does sort of give. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what I was going to say, but yeah, it does. It's pretty much just reiterating the first skit of Broke Faye Broke.
which leads us to
One of my favorite songs of this album,
oh, it's so good.
"Diamonds from Sierra Leone," a song about the blood diamond industry out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That, like, I guess people listen to this album the first time was not expecting, and Kanye's criticism of it, using a Shirley Bassey sample from a James Bond theme.
Oh yeah. It's the James Bond song by Kanye
Yeah,
West,
diamonds are forever, boys. Throw the diamonds in the air.
which some Kanye fans use to attract other people and into becoming Kanye fans because they're like, look, um, a hip hop artist sampled James Bond. Isn't that cool? And I would say, yes, it's cool, but
It's pretty
you
cool.
know, Kanye's al- Kanye's done better.
Yeah, yeah.
And even then, it's not really his full production. Like he worked with two other producers on this song.
Yeah. Although it's good as sending a message, I feel. Uh, Criticism on not just the Blood Diamond trade, but on the rap sort of gangsters like fixation on jewelry and not really caring how it affects other people in its production as well.
Yeah,
Like you can see Jay Z's kind side of things as well. He's so fixated on getting this jewelry, he didn't actually realize where it came from, and he was part of the problem really.
yeah, like it, it's just because Jay-Z came from I'm not sure if he came from the hood itself, but he did used to sell drugs. He probably still does,
Yeah,
potentially. Uh, he was, the big kid on the block, just doing all that shit. And the best way to spend this money, at least to him back then, was to, buy more jewelry.
yeah. Like
Get that
Kanye
bank.
said, like over here people die from drugs, and over there people die from what we buy from drugs, or something like that.
Yeah,
It's like it's a
it's
cycle how things affect other people that you wouldn't even realize it. And also, this song is just shows Kanye's ability to tackle issues that like other rappers wouldn't even really think about tackling at this point.
yeah,
Like you wouldn't hear any other rapper talking about like the diamond trade from Sierra Leone.
yeah.
It shows
Like,
Kanye's more international sort of viewpoints on sort of issues. I'd say.
I wouldn't say it's really international because Leone, I think it used to be an American colony, similarly to Liberia.
Oh, okay.
Let me check
I'll take your
because
word for it.
I might just be making things up because I'm cool.
Oh,
Achieved independence from Britain. Never mind.
yeah, yeah. Okay, it's a British thing.
It's a
We're part of the
British.
well, I'm part of the problem.
Well, I don't think you personally had anything to do with that.
Oh, you don't know that. I'm the mastermind behind Sierra Leone. But
Oh,
yeah, another thing about this song, I like its reference to Outcast.
yeah.
Forever,
Which one
ever,
is it?
forever, ever, ever, ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a reference to Miss Jackson that came
Yeah,
out
yeah.
3 years before.
Miss
I
Jackson
yeah,
was in, yeah. What, 5 years ago?
oh, okay, okay, it was a lot
At
older.
that point.
Yeah,
I also think there's kind of the theme that the blood diamonds are carrying a curse because like they're obviously gotten through ill-gotten mean like they
yeah,
are gathered from ill-gotten means.
yeah. Like
So
in every
obviously,
sense of this, like chain opera, it's ill-gotten in the sense that it was mined illegally, and people have suffered through mining this, and also the people in America have acquired these diamonds through ill-gotten sort of ways.
yeah, and they just suffer because of
Yeah,
that. They
like these
suffer together.
diamonds are like synonymous with suffering through different sort of like aspects of life,
Yeah.
showing the great criticism on the yeah once again like hip hop's fixation on these sort of items without really any thought into what it actually means and what it symbolizes.
Although there's a version of this song without Kanye. Without
What?
Jay-Z, excuse me.
Yeah, yeah. Is that on
Um,
the original album, or is it just like an extra on a like a?
I think the Jay-Z one is supposed like although it's a remix, it's the OG one, while the one with Kanye only is the bonus one.
Okay, yeah. I've forgotten what he sings about on the extra one without Jay Z. I think it's just more about him like get you know getting more clout.
I actually just went through the lines. It's kind of similar to Jay-Z, but it's about his up and coming fame instead of, his life before.
Yeah, it's about him yeah where he's going in the
Yeah,
future.
yeah, it's about him becoming more famous and, just trying to
Oh, how you
become.
doing, Toby Larone? Sorry to interrupt you there, Vladdy, but I've just noticed Toby Larone is in the chat.
Oh, Toby Ledone. Hello there, mate.
Oh, cool. He's had his wisdom teeth taken. Well, I don't know. I think they're just hurting at the moment.
Classic wisdom teeth moment.
It's classic wisdom teeth moment. You're catching us on the ending strip now of this album.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you can say stuff if you want, but I don't know how much you know about late registration. Does Joe like late registration? I don't know.
I know. Hmm.
Anyway,
Anyway,
yeah, production wise, it is very clean. It's very precise. It sounds cinematic. It's definitely one of his more cinematic sounding sort of songs on this album.
well, yeah.
Of course,
Have
taking
you
like
seen
a sample from an actual movie, you know.
the actual movie? Have you seen the video?
Yeah, I like the video as well. It's nice and black and white. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's black and white. It's got cinematic shots. It's got obviously slaves working in the mines. It's fantastic. The music video, not the slaves.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a really great music video. I like it. It's very well done. Everything about this song is very produced. The best way to put it.
Yeah, but I think the co-producers with Kanye did a good job, like working with him and making sure that it came out
Yeah,
sounding really well.
it's good as it possibly could. Would you say it's a good standout track from the album?
I think it's definitely a standout, and
100%.
I think it might also be one of his more timeless songs than his Ode Kanye either.
Yeah, definitely. Like you could like he could release this now on an album, and you'd think, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, although nowadays, like talking about Blood Diamonds
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
really
It's not much of an
the big
issue.
thing. nowadays.
I guess
Oh,
you could talk about like a different issue over it, and I guess it would still sound alright. But
Toby Leone left.
hey, goodbye. You can actually see when people leave.
No, I mean like we went from 2 to 1.
Oh yeah, he left. So he said hello, and then oh, I love him.
Shit.
All right, but yeah, is that all you want to say about diamonds?
I mean, yeah, there are obviously a lot of references, but like we're pushing 3 hours,
I
and I
know
don't
that's why I kind of want to spin through this last couple of it.
yeah I don't feel like people will be here at this point listening to us go through each line bit by bit, being like, oh, he's talking about this,
Yeah,
oh,
that's the
he's
thing.
talking about
That's
that.
what I kind of wanted to do with this sort of series as well. Just have an overall sort of talk about overall sort of themes, like feelings one can get from it, and like what they're trying to accomplish, rather than just like picking apart verses and like the double entendres and stuff like that. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, because even then we have like rambled on about other things, so we maybe in the future we have to keep that to a minimum.
Well, we can always just talk about Jim Carrey's cinematography.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but we won't. We're going into we major instead.
Okay then. So we major.
Not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure it's a good song, but I don't normally listen to this as much as I maybe should do.
I don't know. I think it's a fairly important song
You think
for
so?
this album. Yeah.
I feel like it
Um
is. I feel like it's a big part of the album, but I don't know, it just doesn't strike a chord with me. All right, if you feel like it's such a big part of the album, go into it. Tell me what you feel.
fine. I'm gonna do it.
All right.
So first off, we've got Nas and Delido featuring on the song itself, and if you look back to that point in hip hop history, you would find that Nas and Jay-Z didn't exactly like each other too much.
Oh yeah, yeah. Pretty
There
infamous
was
at
a
this
big
point.
there was a big feud, which was kind of, I guess, pacified thanks to them both featuring on Kanye's album and working together
Yeah.
just a tiny bit. Just a moment, because I'm gonna sneeze.
Oh no! Don't
There we
sneeze.
go. Excuse me.
It's all right.
Hello?
Hello. Sorry, I'm just trying to sort out my lighting. My phone's almost dead. I just realised.
Oh shit. Okay, so anyway, it really sounds like the ending track of the album, even though it really is not.
I know. Yeah, we have got like a bit more left to it.
Yeah, we've got a little bit more left, and like there's several like tracks which sound like the ending, but they're not the ending. There's like one or two more songs
Yeah,
after
I've
that.
noticed that. Like in this album, there's a couple of like false endings. Really, like there's a couple you could say like, oh, that would be a good ending to this album.
Yeah, and I think We Major is the first big okay, the album will finally end moment.
It will finally end.
It will finally end, god damn it, I've been waiting for this all this time.
I'm too committed at this point. I can't just end by myself.
I so anyway, I think this song is kind of like both related to the collegiate. What's what's the adjective word for college?
Oh, is there an adjective word?
Pro, most likely.
I don't know, but I
Collegiate.
know what you mean.
The theme of college
Yeah.
of this album, because and it's also a double. I've forgotten my French as well, so I am completely losing it at this point.
Oh, you've lost
Uh,
it. You've lost it, man.
there's a double meaning. There we go. No French words today or tonight.
We're not having it.
We major doesn't only mean, what are you studying in university or college, but also major, as in we're up there, we're
Yeah,
major,
yeah, we're majorly good. I know what you mean. Yeah,
yeah, we're the big wigs, the big guys, and a lot of the song is exactly about that. It's about people just picking up their stuff and trying their hardest.
yeah, yeah. Trying to get places and not settling down in what they're given in life.
Yeah, just working together there.
Nice double metaphor from school. Yeah, like I don't think this album has like tackled the school aspect or higher education sort of themes as the previous album did, but here we can see it in action, I guess.
Yeah, because like I feel like after the college dropout, he kind of forgot to write songs about college itself.
I know, yeah. Even though he was going for like a sequel to it, most of
Yeah,
these songs have nothing to do with like that.
although he wasn't never really that big into
Yeah, I
college
feel like he
itself.
committed himself to an idea, and then afterwards he was like, oh, "There's not really. I've kind of beaten that dead horse already."
Yeah, there's like I guess I can keep on saying some things relating to college, and hopefully something will stick, you
Yeah,
know?
like have some skits in that will maybe add to it.
Yeah, there we go. Now it's a college
Yeah, now it's a
album.
college themed album.
Now it's
Yes.
college themed. There we go. Fixed.
To be fair, it worked. I guess people didn't say anything bad about that.
Yeah. Um,
You could definitely tell by graduation, though, he was done with the whole college sort of aspect of his albums.
I mean, like the first song is basically a send off
Yeah, he's like,
to the
okay,
college
the
thing.
first song is done. Now I can just do the rest how I want to do
Yeah,
it.
I can do whatever I want now.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, to keep this quick, is that pretty much the major talking points you wanted to address
I
in the
mean, like,
major?
yeah, there isn't a whole lot to talk about the song itself
Yeah,
because, like,
it's significant for the actual, as you say, the identity of
it's
the album.
it's significant because it has a lot of value outside of it,
Would you
but
say
as
it's
a song
major?
itself, yeah, it's a major moment in hip hop history. But as a song, it's not that major.
Yeah. I should listen to it a lot more. Maybe I'll appreciate it a bit better. But yeah, we go from the major to the third skit.
The third skit, which is my actually no, it's not my favorite skit. It's the next one.
Okay.
This one is a perfect lead-in into the next song, but basically it paints yet another picture where, uh-oh, were once again completely poor, completely broke, and the only means to survival, or like survival in quotes, is to do some completely insane things like eating cereal with fork,
Yeah,
or like,
they do.
or how your mother would pretend to be a Christmas tree.
Oh yeah.
So
Forgot about that.
Santa would like, put presents under her and all that.
Uh,
It's really surreal and weird,
and it's funny
but
how they like talk about these things you would assume would be horrible in a sort of positive sort of like fondness. They're like, oh, I remember when this used to happen. That's what we are.
although that also kind of fits with the theme of family business, which is, we got to stick together, we got to work
Yeah,
together
make do
to
what we're given at the time.
make do what we're given, don't betray the family and all that.
Yeah, but yeah, like you
Which
said, they talk about the mother being the Christmas tree, which then again gives a sort of like imagery of her being like the Christmas tree, as in like the important part of the actual like spectacle. I'd say for Kanye, his mom was really important in his life, which he talks about in his next song, "Hey Mama."
like I was gonna say something about
Okay. What were you gonna say?
nothing. I was gonna say that the I was gonna reference some biblical themes, but
Oh, go on in.
I don't think it would really fit with this song. Oh well, with this album specifically,
Oh, okay.
because like I doubt Kanye sat down and was like, okay, time to use this specific allegory or this specific scripture. So it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But yeah, like you said, it goes into one of my standout songs in this album, "Hey Mama," a,
Hey Mama,
a, a
which
beautiful tribute to his mother.
it's really beautiful, and it wasn't written for this album specifically. It was written much earlier.
Yeah, there's a video of him doing it like a cappella to his mum in like his kitchen, like years before.
Yeah,
It's close to his
it's
heart. You
about,
could tell the song is really important to him.
yeah, like his mom was one of the few things that he could, you know, feel really close to. Like she was the closest person to him
Yeah,
all these years.
and you can definitely tell that, like how much she meant to him. Like after an unfortunate passing, he kind of went off the rails a bit.
Yeah, and like it really took him a long time to,
Yeah,
you know, reconcile with his father, because like I think he walked out on him or on the
yeah,
family at some point or something. I'm not completely
yeah.
sure.
He's definitely back in good talks with his dad because his dad was in one of his recent music videos as well, wasn't
Yeah, he was in Follow God.
he? Yeah, that one. But yeah. And have you seen like recent like shows with Kanye? He could barely even like do this song anymore.
Yeah, yeah, he just starts crying and sobbing
Yeah.
uncontrollably.
And I'm telling you honest, like we all know it's gonna come one day, but I feel like in the unfortunate day, like my mum will like unfortunately pass on. I won't be able to hear this song again. Like
Yeah,
it'll just make me cry, like it does with Kanye, way too much. It'll affect me. But yeah, I'm gonna like appreciate this song when I can, when I
yeah.
hear it. But yeah, I won't be able to like listen to it once that
It's
like
just it's kind of like you don't really get these kinds of songs like for family members. Like you usually get a song, you know, this love song about that special someone who can be anyone, but you
yeah,
don't get these really personal, although kind of universal songs about, you know, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your grandparents, or even the entire family.
yeah. Normally the soppiness with songs would be normally dedicated to like a partner.
Like, you know, the songs are always about you are beautiful, you're special, you're amazing. Who are you? We don't know. You're just you.
Yeah. People assume it's just for like some sort of
It's
flame.
for me.
Yeah, but yeah, this one is very specific and
Yeah.
very unusual for rappers, I'd say. Like Tupac
Although,
did dedicate one of his songs to his mother as well.
yeah,
But
he's not the first one to do this kind of thing.
yeah, but it was definitely unusual.
Yeah,
Like
it's definitely
back
a
in the
new.
day, especially when rappers still wanted to present themselves as like braggadocio, like caricatures of a certain sort of type, hard men. Being soft was seen as sort of, I guess, girly.
Yeah,
Like vulnerability in general was not really a thing, especially back then, that they would like to present themselves as. But I guess yeah, shows Kanye how important his mum was to him. He had no, you know, qualms about doing that. Like he said at the start of the song, he's like, "Do you mind if like rap about my mum if you don't mind?" Or whatever he said.
um,
Like right at the start, he was like, "I'm gonna talk about my mum if you don't mind." Like he's letting people know, "Oh, this is who this song is dedicated to. If you don't like it, skip."
I want to tell the whole world about a friend of mine, this little light of mine, and I'm finna let it shine. I'm finna take you back to them better times. I'm finna talk. I really can't speak tonight.
That's all right, bro. It's probably getting pretty late where you are.
Yeah, I'm finna talk about my mama if y'all don't mind.
Yeah, it's like laying it on his like out there. He's like, okay, this is what the song is dedicated to. There you go.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
It is. It's just one of those nice songs, that. and it's production wise, it's really good as well. It's like a lot of care has been taken into it.
Yeah.
Very
It's
listenable.
and guess who's producing it?
Good old John Bryan.
John Vine again.
Yeah, back at it again with those
He
sick
can't
beats.
stop. He can't
He
stop.
can't stop. He just won't quit. He just won't quit.
Like Kanye is in the studio and he's telling him, Vine, come on, stop it. I just want to produce a song on
Yeah,
my
let me
own.
do something.
Let me do something. And Vine's like, no, no, no.
Get back.
Let me
This is
help
my
you.
album now. But yeah, Hey Mama is a beautiful song. It's synonymous, really, with Kanye for those who actually are in the know. But you won't
Yeah,
ever hear him rap it again, man. It's definitely one for the history books,
definitely.
unless he's like feels comfortable again. But I won't be able to see that for a while.
Although, in the case of, actually no, never mind. We're gonna talk about it later on.
Okay.
I was gonna talk about Father Stretch My Hands.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll jump into that when we get there. But instead of that,
So,
we're going into celebration.
celebration. Oh yeah.
How do you feel about this one?
Well, it's yet another ending track.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It feels like the because I remember when I first heard this, I was like, oh, there we go. And I actually stopped the actual album early because I thought that was it when I first heard it.
Yeah. Um, it's I don't know. It doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I asked you, like, because I thought maybe you would have something to say. I was like, yeah, it's there. It's like an ending that isn't really an ending, and then it just sort of becomes a filler.
It's just about, yo, guys, we did it. Happiness, sex, drugs,
Yeah,
alcohol.
which is kind of
Uh,
weird going from a song dedicated to his love for his mother to going into this, but you know,
and his classic Louis Vuitton Don
oh yeah,
nicknames coming up
I've
on
become
here.
synonymous with him in later years. Um,
And I don't know. There's almost nothing beyond just saying, "Oh wow, he really likes women.
yeah, it's very
That's cool."
face value sort of rap song that maybe has a place, but it does feel like the album could do well kind of without it, especially since it's not even an ending song.
Yeah. So anyway, let's move on to skit number 4.
Number four. Whoa, yeah, talk about it while I adjust the actual size of the word that I did.
Okay, so skit number 4
Why is it so
is
big?
the last skit of like the album, and like it's pretty much it introduces the last song. It basically puts us directly into a meeting between all the members of Bloke, well, all the members apart from Kanye of Bloke Five Bloke are discussing how they have a member who has been, you know, he's who has been making some dosh, who has been making some money and doing well for himself,
How
and
dare he?
so how dare you? How dare you do well for yourself?
Yeah,
And they confront Kanye, who is this member,
yeah,
because like he's got new shoes. Can you believe it? New shoes.
it's funny. It plays on the like the sort of expectations we've been given. Like so far, we've been known that these people value being poor, but and the show's just like if when somebody does well for themselves, they're ostracized for it, which shows does reflect real life really, especially in the hood when somebody actually makes it good. People, I guess, tend to like diss them. I guess would be the best way.
Yeah.
But then
And like
again, presents Kanye as like, oh, he's the one crab that made it out of the bucket, and he's presenting that through the skit.
and it's kind of like he's bas by the end of the skit, he's been kicked out of the club. Oh, well, the fraternity. He's no longer a member of Bloke Five Bloke.
Yeah,
So now he is, guess what? Gone.
dun dun dun, and that
And that's a perfect transition into I would say the last song of the album and the um, s- words forming sentences.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what do you want to say, man? I believe in you.
I don't know. I'm just completely losing it. Um, so Gone. I love Gone.
Yeah, I love it too. It sounds great. Nice features and nice flow.
It's completely produced by Kanye himself.
Yep.
It's got some really standout features by Consequence and Cameron,
Yeah.
uh, where they discuss well, like the intro is guess who? Otis Redding, who appears in other albums like
Yeah.
Otis in Watch the Throne,
Exactly. That's another
where
great song. Well, are we gonna do like Watch the Throne, or are we gonna skip that one with this?
I think we should do it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Be prepared for that then, people. We're doing
Yeah, you
Watch the
should be
Throne.
prepared. Oh, 20 people.
Yeah. Oh, you don't never know. By that point, I might have like 50.
Oh yeah.
I literally earned like 10 in like a week, so it's growing fast.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. It's whenever I play Jackbox, for some reason people love that, so they follow me then.
Oh yeah, because like Jackbox is good fun for everyone involved while listening to a bunch of um young adults talking about Kanye isn't exactly the most appealing thing to people on Twitch.
Exactly. It's very niche.
It's way too niche, even though it's not really a niche artist.
Nah. Yeah, weirdly. But yeah, that's why I'm putting it on YouTube. For the people who are looking for that sort of thing, will be able to find it.
Yeah, but basically, um,
And once they know that we're doing it live, then they'll come from YouTube onto our live shows. Then see?
yeah, perhaps, but then again, most people really have a hard time sticking to a schedule, so they would usually like check out the YouTube video, be like, wow, that's cool,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
then
Yeah.
just check out the next video when it comes out.
Well, we'll see how it goes anyway.
So,
Yeah, but go on.
uh, would you like to talk about it a little bit?
Um, I know. What were you gonna say? If it sounded like you're gonna have a point.
Well, I just want to see what you think as like I'm really losing myself right now. Just want to jump off something.
You wanna? Oh my god, what's happening to you, man?
And I'm just really tired, that's all.
Oh, that's right. I'm just looking up the lyrics just so I get a good idea about it. Princess D. Yeah. Well, are we claiming this is the last like song from the album then?
Yeah, this is the proper finale of the song. It's no longer a fake out. Although, uh, like, because I've downloaded um the God fucking damn it. I've downloaded the entire version with the bonus tracks and everything, and Gone has like 2 minutes of just complete silence, which leads into Diamonds, the original version of Diamonds from Sierra Leone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if I play it right now, by minute 4, it would have just stopped, and
Oh,
there would be dead silence, and you would be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
that was
But
actually a bit weird.
that's because back then they would um they would hide bonus tracks by just like putting them at the end and just giving some time
Oh yeah,
for the
like CDs, you mean? Yeah.
yeah for the CD to keep on being dead. But obviously the person who's listening to the album wouldn't know that, so they would just not hear that.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, okay, that's it then.
Okay,
Well,
that's it.
yeah.
Well, like they take out from the CD device and throw the disc into the bin.
Yeah,
Yep,
they're like that. That's that done with today. Time to eat my eggs on toast.
exactly.
Exactly. But yeah, as an ending, it's a perfect ending for me. As an actual
It's a
ending.
perfect ending.
Musically,
Fantastic
it's
song.
great. It sounds really good. Production wise, again, like it's just a full on like. There's it shows like well like Kanye, even if he doesn't produce things himself, which this song is, but like he can definitely get people together and make a great sounding song out of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, what would you say is the overarching theme of this track?
Well, I think it's less about them talking about something specifically, but more about them working together to create a good song. So it's not really cohesive.
Yeah,
It's because like
they are talking about
it,
different things quite clearly.
yeah, like in the first and second verse, Kanye is talking about like yeah, it's two completely different things. The first verse is about him just having a good old time with his mates.
Yeah, it's like he's made it. He's happy. Time to have a good
You
time
know,
about it now.
and then in the second verse, he's talking about how how he's been working really hard and he just wants other people to work with him as well, and how he's gotten famous now and people just look up to him and they're like, come on, Kanye, work with me.
Yeah,
We could be a good team
and I
and
guess
all that.
that's kind of presented in this song as well because he's actually got three separate well, two separate features actually presented. Hey, look at the people that like are now able to work with me. I guess Consequence though did work with him in College Dropout, so
I mean, like, yeah, I think Consequence was one of the people who saw something in Kanye
yeah, yeah, he
before
was definitely
signed
like
up.
a Kanye hipster.
Kanye hipster.
Yeah, but yeah, like it does for Kanye's verse anyway. It does place where he views himself at this current time. He's like, I'm making it. I'm good. I'm happy. Just work with me, and we can like create something before I'm gone.
Yeah,
While you got the
putting something
opportunity,
there
take it.
exactly. Then we have Camden's verse, which is Camden just talking about the life that he lives as a dealer and how he, you know, the old man is gone.
Yeah, like that's
And
gone now. He doesn't have to worry about it. But he doesn't forget about it either.
yeah, like how he's gone himself and how he just needs to, you know, work.
Yeah, work.
Oh,
Keep going. Keep
keep going.
keep
Keep that dollar
keep the
coming.
grind on
Keep the
before
grind
he's
on.
gone. And Consequence. I always forget his verse.
Well, it begins with him just. I think I mixed up Camden and Consequence.
You did okay, because yeah, you really confused me. I was like, okay, if that's Cameron's, then
You don't have to agree with me. You can be like, Vladdy, you dumbass, stop
no, you
talking.
confused me. I just assumed I was because I don't know this album that good, so I was like, okay, I guess that's right.
So, Consequence was the one with okay, so Camden is talking about the life in the hood where he's dealing drugs and all that, and uh, like how people want to get into his head. They try to get him. They try to understand him, but
Who are you, man? You don't understand.
i- it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. And like once he's gone, then what's gonna happen then? Like without him selling all that puff, poof,
Little
dag,
puffy puff poof.
like all that shit. Like who else is gonna do that for them?
Exactly. Once he's gone, who's left?
And obviously, like there are definitely people out there who would like to
Oh yeah, yeah. There will be
like
people. Yeah.
who want to take him out because obviously they see him as a potential, you know.
like threat. Are you trying to say, or
Yeah, a potential threat both in the dealer business and in the rapping business.
yeah? And it's funny how they touch on these like that like sort of serious subject when along with the like they talk about that, and then the music itself is actually quite whimsical and quite fun. Wake
Yeah,
up, it's
it's
time.
really whimsical. Like he doesn't really directly mention that he's selling.
Yeah,
Well, he does
it's
because like
implied.
he says, "I'm a dealer," but it's just kind of
Yeah,
y-
like
y-
that sort of thing. You would think it'd be a bit more of a like grittier sounding song, but no, this one's like fun. You can dance
yeah,
to it.
it's gonna be fun. He's not like, "Oh, these people are fucking addicted. Oh, these people can't live without me." It's just about
It's about the life.
it's just about the grind.
Yeah, it's society. We live in a society, Vlad.
Live in a society, and then Consequence talks about losing friends and
Yeah, how they're gone. Like yeah, going in with the title of the song. They each deal with loss and things being gone in different ways.
how like because like obviously his friend is gone and his friend's mom like he has nobody left to help, and now he's pretty much like what like helping her any way he can just to make sure that nothing happens to her.
Yeah, before she's gone.
Yeah, before she's gone too, because but obviously this is something it's not something that just happened out of nowhere. It's like societal, like the feds
Yeah,
in
like
some way
outside
are
forces
involved.
contribute to the like the
Yeah,
sort of things that happen that they experience in their lives.
it, like it's just a really it's kind of a morbid picture, which is kind of surprising because you would think the Camden would be much more gritty.
Yeah,
While Consequence would be the one who would just pour things out and take a swig and try to chillax, but no, it's time to
talk about the real stuff now that we're ending this album.
talk about the real stuff, talk about lean addiction,
Yeah,
the combination between
to this nice
uh,
little instrumental that Kanye has offered as well.
and all that. And then obviously after Consequence you've got this really really long, at least for a song, instrumental
Oh
where
yeah, yeah, the instrument just showing off his production sort of chops as well.
yeah,
The
where
little
you think
transition.
he's just about to end the album, but nope, he's still got
Nope,
one more verse
it's got one
going,
more in him. It's got one. Everyone, sit down, sit down. I can see you're about to leave. Sit down. I got
wh-
one more.
which I think might be one of his best verses overall.
Yeah, like he's going out in a bang with this one, actually, bro.
Yeah,
Like let's leave
which
leave the bars for last.
it's a really braggadocio verse where uh like he begins with the lines, "I'm ahead of my time, sometimes years out. So the powers that be won't let
Ideas.
me get my ideas out."
Yeah, like it feels like he's
And like,
being like held down in some way.
yeah, like life is just trying to stop him from uh, achieving his dreams and
Yeah,
all that.
but
And
but despite
sometimes
that,
he just
he's still gonna push through and try and like get them out, regardless of what anybody else thinks.
yeah, like he's thinking about letting it all go. Like
Oh
what's the
yeah, he does
point?
talk about like, oh, I could just give in and just go back.
Go back home, leave all these stupid ideals behind, and just have a comfortable life.
Yeah, to be fair, he's got the money for it now. He could easily do that.
Yeah,
But then again, he's like, is that what I want for myself? Like other people might be happy that I do that, but for me, no.
because like if he stopped, well, it's actually not even just about him stopping Well, actually, yes, it is much. It is completely about him stopping to be producer rapper and
Mm,
to just go back to doing his old shtick where he would just produce for uh the big rappers
yeah,
and get money that way because that's how it used to be. That's how he uh made his dues.
yeah, and yeah, that goes back into the actual title of the song again, where he could literally just be gone,
Yeah, he could just be gone. And
and he'd be fine with it. Actually, it's not like he's going to
uh,
go back into hard living. He's got that like option.
it's just and then you've got this it's not supposition. Is it supposition?
What do you
Is
mean?
that a word?
It might be.
No.
No,
I mean, yes, it is a word, but it's not the word I'm thinking of.
I don't know what
He's
you're thinking
making
of.
a comparison between
Oh,
selling drugs, which is a typical hood job, or to get a proper job, and he's basically saying that in either case, you're just playing the though you've been given,
yeah,
which obviously goes back to at least I think to the powers that be, just being like, okay, you got to pick one of the two. You either do things illegally and get by, or you do things legally and you get by. It's either or. There's no in between. There's no left. There's no up. There's no down.
yeah. Getting by is all there is.
And like, because obviously he can see that there's more than just, getting a job or getting an illegal job and doing what you have to do. You can claim things that you've never seen before and you would never understand what you've missed out on until it's gone. But obviously because
Gone.
he's transcended, so to speak, he,
Yeah,
he knows he knows that he's already got it. He's not going to let this chance go.
yeah. Grab onto it.
So he's kind of although he did open getting out your dreams, uh which is good music basically. Getting out your dreams.
Yeah.
No, getting out our dreams because like then it's GOOD good.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
Uh, he sets it up so he is pretty much kind of um making an advertisement. I'ma open up a store for aspiring MCs. Once there I'm no dream, but the inspiration is free.
Yeah.
But if they ever flip sides like Anakin, sell everything including the mannequin. They got a new bitch now, you Jennifer Aniston. Hold on, I'll handle it. Don't start panicking, stay calm, and so on and so forth.
Got to get that
Where,
Star Wars line in there.
which, yeah, I love the Star Wars line there. Like, which is surprisingly weird because usually when it comes to hip hop music, at least back then, you wouldn't really see references to those kinds of things because like this is you know uh w- I can't really say that on Twitch.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, it was. They cared
It,
about their image. Let's say that.
it's entertainment that's targeting a specific group of people that is definitely not hip hop artists.
Definitely not. But then again, Kanye was one of those people. Like he says many times, like he loves like superheroes. He likes manga,
Yeah,
and I guess
and
that's him being true to himself. Like reference the things you know best.
surprisingly, before he got into music production, he was going to develop video games,
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I know. I wonder how that
which
would have
is
been.
insane to hear.
Yeah, like that's how. Isn't that how he started producing music? Because he was gonna like produce music for his games or something.
Mm, I think so.
Wow, imagine that. Kanye would have worked on The Last of Us too.
But anyway, just to finish up the song, um, obviously people at this point just beg. for him to to work on whatever song they're making,
Yeah, he's
to
become
produce
kind of a
something,
cash cow.
to to make a feature, to um I don't think he's ever been known for being good at mastering or mixing, but just doing what he does best.
Yeah, just like creating more than anything. He's a creative.
But but they didn't get him back then. They didn't know that. Well, they didn't realize what would happen if he was gone. They
Oh yeah,
Because
now
obviously,
now that he's become his own thing, now they've realized what they did have, and now they lost it.
yeah, because like well, I wouldn't say they really mistreated him back then, but they definitely did not care about what
Yeah, they didn't
he.
give them credit that they deserved. Like he said, A&R are like, we messed up.
Yeah.
Is it A&R that he said? Or is it something else?
I'm not too sure.
It's one of the yeah, but you know what I mean. Like they feel like, oh well, we had something and now we let it go and he's gone and now he's made some other people a lot of money.
Yeah, and I think this is also a shot at potential haters and critics of Kanye, because at least he sees himself in such a way that he believes he's got quite a lot going for him.
Yeah,
So
like
they might not realize it, but the moment he is gone, they will realize what they've been missing out on, that they will never find something similar to appreciate again.
exactly. And when he actually is gone, I'm gonna feel that.
I mean, like, he is 40 something at this point.
Yeah, well, that's still fairly young, but you never know when something might happen.
I'm like, yeah, he's still fairly young, but like in 20 years' time, I doubt he'll be still making, music.
Well, you say that. Look at Paul McCartney.
Yeah, but like that, there's a difference between rock and hip hop, even though they have a really similar reach.
Hmm.
Because like
How old is um oh what's his name? Oh God, I forgot his name. Wait a minute. MF Doom. How old is MF Doom? He's pretty old.
Doom, I think he's 50 something.
Yeah. Does he even still make music? I assumed he did, but maybe he
Oh,
doesn't.
he's 49.
Oh, okay. He's not that much older than Kanye then.
Eminem is 47.
Yeah, yeah. Look at Eminem. He's getting by, but he's still wasn't he like the highest earning artist of the 2010s somehow?
Jay-Z's 50.
They're all getting on a bit, but it's still pretty popular. Like you wouldn't not listen to them just because they're old.
Yeah, but still, they've really they it's been a long time since they've been,
You mean?
the big stars that they used to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Snoop Dogg is 48. I thought he was like 60.
Yeah, I thought Snoop Dogg was old. He was like one of the originals.
Lil Wayne is 37.
Wait, Lil
Holy
Wayne is
fuck.
37.
Yeah.
I thought he was older than that.
Nope.
Jeez, it feels like Lil Wayne's been around for ages.
I, well, he's been around since the beginning of the 2000s, I think.
Yeah, even then, him being only 30 odd is amazing. I thought he'd be at least 40 odd.
I mean, he started really young, that's all.
Yeah, it's like Avril Lavigne. She's only just like mid 30s.
Also, the same thing goes for Lady Gaga. She's actually surprisingly young.
Oh,
She is 34.
oh yeah. God, jeez, she's young. It's gonna be the
And
same.
like,
It's gonna be the same with Billie Eilish now. Like by 2030, she's only gonna be like 28.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, Dr. Dre is getting divorced.
is he?
This is from 2 days ago.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay then.
jeez.
Now I know.
Now you learn something new every day. But yeah, gone finishes the album in, like it says, it's gone, it's done. That's the album. Late registration, a perfect ending.
Perfect day. I can't
And
speak.
yeah, and we were actually thinking about time. We won't go into any of the bonus tracks or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just we'll
I
just
mean, like, I was gonna say something about late. It's just a
yeah
really wonderful bonus track that, I find it really cute.
yeah as a bonus track. It's a nice little happy little thing that you have on there.
Plus, like, it fits with uh the college theme.
Yeah, and also in its title because it comes in like how long after it actually ends?
What do you mean?
Does late is late one of those hidden tracks or is it just like just a bonus thing?
Yeah, it's one of the hidden ones.
Yeah, how much longer does it come in? Like 10 seconds in or 10 minutes or what is it?
Okay, so Gone goes for like it goes for 2 extra minutes. Then you have Diamonds from Sierra Leone, and then you have Late, Back to Basics, and we can make it better.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be like late first, because then it'd go with the title in it. It's like as in that song's coming in a bit late after the rest of the album, you know. But I guess that's not that's
Al-
not it.
Although supposedly, because I'm looking at the Genius page, supposedly it's supposed to be the final track off of Kanye's sophomore record.
What is late?
Yeah, Late.
It's the official ending, is it?
Supposedly.
Oh,
Oh, because like Back to Basics, I think it's Back to Basics is a part of the Japanese edition,
oh, okay.
and we can make it better. Might be again part of the the UK version.
Oh my god, oh, I'm glad that they stopped making different versions for different countries because it just makes it confusing to talk about.
So Gone is actually it's a lie. It's not the final track.
It's all been a lie. All right, but
Because like it's the closing track, but it's not the final one because you have 2 minutes of silence, then you have the original Diamonds from Sierra Leone, and finally Late.
okay, but yeah, we've already mentioned that extra diamonds. There's not much more really. We talked about it when we were talking about the original song.
Yeah,
So we'll just go and I guess we're going to go have a little quick one in late if you want. So you said like yeah, it's a nice little song. I don't know much
um,
about it if I'm completely honest.
I mean there isn't a whole lot to say about it beyond like it's a really sweet ending
Yeah,
to the album. It's actually it's kind of like how because like obviously you've listened to Last Call, the way that he describes his music, uh, his production, uh, he kind of says that it's kind of like chipmunk soul
yeah,
style.
Chipmunk Soul. Yeah, sped up.
This song is exactly like that. It's basically
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, it goes back to like what we were used to in the previous album.
it goes back to what
A nice little
he was
callback.
supposedly doing, and it's practically just him being late
Yeah.
and not giving a fuck.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, what of it? You know, I'm
Yeah,
me.
I'll be late for that, but you know what? Who cares? Because
At the end of the day, I'll get it done.
yeah, at the end of the day, I'll be there. I'm gonna do the thing, and whenever I feel like doing that, I'm gonna do it.
What a guy. Yay.
What a guy! I- yeah, it's practically like that. It's
Yeah.
just him vibing.
Okay. And with that, because I can smell my food's almost ready, actually, let's go into our like overall thoughts about the album. Uh, it's a really good sophomore album by an artist, and really shows Kanye's potential staying power. Because you get all these rappers have a really good one album, and then they just can't sort of keep it up. But with
Um,
this, I'd say Kanye proved that he has the staying power at least for another album,
yeah.
and he's able to change up his production style in literally a year. It shows he's not sticking to one sort of. gimmick.
Yeah, like I think it's a much stronger album compared to the College Dropout, even though it's had less of an impact. I think
Yeah,
it it was much more. I wouldn't say by the numbers, but
it's a
it
lot more clean and precise in
yeah,
what it's
it's much
offering.
more clean and precise, and I guess that doesn't really have the same impact as the much rougher the
Yeah,
College Dropout.
and
Um,
also obviously College Dropout is the first of an artist thing, and also I feel like it's bigger just because of the cultural significance it provided as well.
yeah,
Whereas this, is following on from it. So, but yeah, I think
because
it
like
does stand by itself. If like literally the Late Registration was his first ever album, we would have been looking at this in a highlight.
I don't think if Late Registration was the first album, Kanye would have the same impact.
If it was released originally in 2004,
Yeah,
you feel that?
yeah, because like the College Dropout, although it was a bit inconsistent at times, it had several standout tracks which were played on the radio, were talked about, were all that. Who's messaging me?
It's me.
Nobody.
I'm like, wrap it up.
Like it's not the same. While Late Legislation is much more laid back, and although you have songs like "Touch the Sky," "Gold Digger," and "Diamonds" from Sierra Leone, they don't stand out as much compared to the others because it's a good song after good song after good song.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. And also, yeah, I love the jazzy nature, which was very unorthodox of this album at the time. Yeah, I remember hearing that some like people were not feeling this in the same way that they didn't feel Yeezus. That it was very different than what they were used to be hearing from hip hop at the time.
Yeah, but
Jazzy
at least
orchestra. This has no place in hip hop. What are you
no
thinking?
way. Hip hop is all about those old beats.
All sample beats.
No 808s, please. Not allowed.
Get those drums out.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. What's your thoughts about it?
Um, well, I did kind of give you my thoughts.
Oh, okay. There we are. That's nice. Then we can skip that. Oh, give us your top five then.
Top five. Oh God. Top five. So number five, it should be Addiction.
You stole mine. Go on.
Then top four, it's gonna be Hey Mama. Three is gonna be Touch the Sky. Two is gonna be Try Slow, and one's gonna be Gone.
Oh, Gone's your favorite.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, nice one. I'll go into mine. I actually have to look at it. Number five will probably be for me. Crack music.
Mm-hmm.
Four addiction.
Yeah.
Three diamonds. Two. Hey mama.
Classic.
And one. Oh, which one should I give one? Yeah, I don't mean to be samey, but Gone would be my number one as well.
How dare you? How
Sorry.
dare you? It's okay.
Cool. Maybe I should start off so then it doesn't look like I'm stealing next time.
So it looks like I'm stealing instead.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be great.
Yeah. You'd be like, Laddie, how dare you
How
steal from
could you
me?
do this? That was
How could you do
violence.
this? How could you think like me?
Not allowing this. But yeah, that's the top five, and that's Late Registration by Kanye West.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
it was very fun. I enjoy going through this album immensely. I enjoy going through Kanye's albums in most of the time anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
at least we got something to speak about.
I can't believe we went for 4 hours
I know,
though.
man. I'm gonna have to. We'll have to. I don't know. How many songs are in Graduation? There's not as many,
Uh,
is there?
it was much shorter.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll go a bit shorter then when we get there. Should we
But
aim
like the college dropout also had like
that like 20? I'll have to
He's also had like something like 20.
Yeah, I was going to say those were long albums, but luckily we're going to be going into the shorter ones, like from
Yeah,
Graduation on
like
to 808s,
everything else after these two is much shorter.
like a 12 at most, I'd say.
Yeah. Oh,
But
well, except for the life of Pablo there, it's gonna
oh yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
it's
But
gonna
yeah,
be long.
for the people who's watching this on YouTube, thanks for sticking around. Check out my Twitch channel, Captain Zmeg-Marr. All the links are down here. You can see me pointing at them, and maybe join us live so we could actually interact with you and talk about your thoughts on Kanye's album. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Graduation next week. I don't know what day yet, though. We'll have to decide.
We'll have to decide, yeah. But
Yeah,
if you click on the bell, you definitely get a notification. You be like, you get an email like, wow, Captain Zmeg-Marr is streaming
I
right
love that
now.
guy. Yeah, you'll
I
get
love that guy.
notified whenever I'm live. And I also don't do just this. I also do gaming stuff like Jackbox mainly. Sometimes Overwatch. It's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Captain Zmeg-Marr and his Captain's Album Club is carrying on with the Kanye theme next week with Graduation. We'll pretty much end once we've done all of the Kanye albums, or we might just go into a new artist. I don't know what our plans would be. But it's fun. Did you enjoy yourself, lad?
I did enjoy myself though. I really feel like I completely lost my train of thought by
I
12:30.
know, yeah, after a certain point, we get a bit
After a
tired.
certain point, because like we've been at it for 4 hours, I had no idea what was going on about, and
Yeah, this was a marathon and a half. Oh man, imagine if you actually do get viewers talking to us, then we'll have to be sidetracked with them as well.
yeah, but like I, I feel it would be a little bit easier because you would have jumping off points.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But man, 4 hours doing this, it's great. But
four
yeah,
hours.
anyway, thanks for watching. Those who did, and those on YouTube. Leave your thoughts below and see you. Say goodbye, Bladdy. Say goodbye.
Bye 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 bye.
Captain out. Du- 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 du.